a left and a right and another left, and Lyle's in trouble. He's against the ropes trying to...
It's official. The 2025 LDBC Meet and Greet in Las Vegas, Nevada, August 9th and 10th. Hosted by none other than 78 Sports TV, accompanied by many LDBC content creators you know and love. Come through and enjoy the LDBC Basketball Classic, where Team Voltron will take on LDBC Selects. Come on out and have a good time in a family atmosphere. Children are welcome. Get your tickets ASAP. What's going on, y'all? Clearly my restream is having some issues because I see it's sticking. Hope you guys are having a good evening. Wherever you are, maybe it's morning. Want to do a late live, being the night owl that I am. Anywho, blessings, y'all. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? I see my brother TD came in early, and Cameron, my sis. I'm sorry if I missed you. If I missed you, TD and Cammy. But I do see Karma Serene in here. What's going on, sis? How you doing? Yeah. Hopefully, this thing don't start acting too crazy. Like I said, it was sticking. Before I totally get started, let me, and I know everybody's already heard about this, but oh, hey J Man, how you doing? You all right? How you doing? Love it. Yeah, let me go on and show this. Everybody already knows this, obviously. But we know about Sasaki, right? Yeah. So as far as we know, still, I haven't looked for any updates, but I saw this early yesterday, that he has had some bad head trauma as far as a month and a half of his memory loss. And yeah, prayers go out to him. We love to see these guys fight. They get in there and leave it all in the ring for us. And yeah, it's not cool. Yeah, he's never going to be the same, I don't think. And to be honest with y'all, I came in here to talk about, amongst many other things, Brian's fight again. Because, yeah. That it had me excited. I can't cap. It is what it is. If I could get this shit. Here we go. Oops. Yeah, I did. I was gonna, and I still will. I'll still talk about that fight again because it was just that good. And y'all know I'm a major supporter of that young man. But yeah, I feel bad for the young guy. And to be honest, I've said this before. Giovanni Santillan, if you guys have seen this, I think he's had 2 fights since he's fought Brian. He ain't the same, y'all. I don't think so. It ain't the same man who beat up Roach. It ain't the same dude who came in on the attack for Brian's fight with him. I mean, it's the game, and it's sad, but yeah, he ain't been the same either. Oh, he's fine. He posted on Twitter. Thank you, sis. I'm glad to hear that. I don't be on Twitter enough. I did some hellified Twitter. I call it the Twitter. I did some Twitter, Thursday. And I was surprised in my own self because I was in there being a little mannish something. I was being bad. I don't need to be on Twitter because everybody on there be on demon time, and I don't need to be on demon time. How you doing, Drew? What you doing up, Drew? What you doing up, Drew? And Stormy, what y'all doing up? What's all the old folks doing up with the old folks? Norman's hands fully healed. Yet, man, look, before his hands, before he broke his second hand, like the boy, he's got power. You go back and look at his old fights. I mean, I've been hearing, obviously all of us have been. We've been listening to people talk about Brian in his past four fights, right? Go back and look at the fights before that. That's all I'm saying. There was promise there before. Hey, 2 cents, how you doing, King? Um, I put the link in the chat. Feel free if you would like to come up. I am going to talk about some of these other fights. I'm going to try to figure out how to pin this. Horrible message. And I can't do it. Here we go. Okay, so the link is pinned for anybody who would like to come up. So yeah, just man, to revisit that Brian Norman fight. Because I went and downloaded the fight, of course. So I've been watching that thing. Well, I was yesterday. I've been real busy today, granny duty. But like it was just again masterful, right? Again, and I spoke to this roughly, the morning of. And the thing that amazes me with him, and we're seeing it recurring now, is the patience. The patience in the fight. I mean, the first time we really saw that was the Santion fight. I still say, even though it was short, the Cuevas fight as well, the patience, the poise. Man, dude, he's just looking good. Canelo had look. I saw that too. we we got the well, I saw it yesterday in the fight pool. I made a note of that. I sent the picture and I was like, Canelo's stressed out. Like, man, I don't know. Well, do I know what they said about it? No. I'm gonna imagine they said you're the fifth word therein. Like, yeah, man. Canelo be waiting to party. You know what? That's some sad stuff. I'm sorry. Oh, that's some sad stuff because he ain't gonna be partying after this. He probably gonna be somewhere crying. That's just what I believe. Hey Jay Will, how you doing? Blessings to you. So yeah, again, just that fight. That fight. Okay, I said the patience. Um and I'm not, even though Jen had the misfortune of and Karma, you said that he tweeted. I don't know that he got his memory back or what have you, but I still, y'all. I mean, before the fight and thereafter, I'm still left with the feeling that, yeah, I think he's clearly doping. It is what it is, and that's not okay. Um, Earlier, I was in the usual suspects chat, and they were talking about that the fact that he went over there. And I don't think people understand that he did not have to go over there. He went over there by choice, and that's good. He should travel. A lot of these, just like Stormy says all the time, get out. get out and see the world. Even if you're not just having actual bouts and matches, go see what these other guys are working with and go get some sparring in with them. Like these guys, they need to get out of the fishbowl. Seriously. And it cannot be understated that the man got paid. Okay, he got paid. Everybody was making jokes about, his last fight was only 100,000. He's getting paid 10 times more. Well, this time, yeah, he got paid a whole hell of a lot more. So shout out to him for that. He deserved that. Uh, yeah, look, we know. Oh, we know. He about, yeah. I mean, again, and Jay, well, before you got in here, I talked about the fact that he's not going to be the same. I don't think he'll be the same. Yeah, he'll probably get back in there and fight. I don't know how long that will be, considering the injury, but Santion is not the same. If you go see the couple of fights he's had since Bryant, he's not. Yeah, he won, but the competition they had him pegged up against, and the way he looked, I was like, "Where's the dog at? Where's this dude that he was this beast?" Like I said, he beat Rocha, and he looked spectacular, and everybody thought he was coming in there. And that's another thing. These fights that Brian has been put in, y'all understand that these have been straight setup fights. And I know I seen somewhere before the Jin fight, they were already calling him, and it was something closely associated with, if not top rank. They were calling him the next champion. Like, they're still setting up Brian to lose. And it is what it is. I'm not concerned because the boy, I don't call him a boy. The man can fight. And he is highly intelligent and capable and aware. You know what I mean? He and his father, they know what's going on. They know what time it is. But above and beyond that, he's prepared. And I've said before that he has more in his toolbox. You can clearly see it. It's a progression. It's a progression, like I said, with all these fighters. At least I hope it is. Even the older, more aged fighters who've been in there fight to fight, adjusting, learning, right? If you know everything, then what the hell are you doing in there? You would just be Bud plus 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 plus. That's all I'm saying. It was translated that he remembered some rounds. That's interesting because they were saying he didn't remember anything even leading up to the fight, which is crazy. They definitely, yeah, absolutely. Jim was about 3. You know what? We ain't gonna talk about Senzu beans. Dude was on some, especially towards the end when come on, no, dude, you're already hurt. When you're on PEDs, you're made to feel exactly like Superman, but the punishment you take is worse because when it wears off, reality sets in. That's the whole purpose of me saying that I don't care. I don't care if I care about the man being hurt, but I don't care that I say that I think he's on that because, and I had said that somewhere. It's like you are asking for more than you're bargaining for. At the end of the day, because you saw how quick he was recovering. You saw how quick he kept recovering. And it was round 3 when he took some crazy, hellacious overhands. Then B beat him into the corner. Legs was jelly. Like, it was bad. But then he came back out in round 4 like nothing. Even before that, just the recovery. So you sitting here taking major damage again because I think you're on something. I can't put a jacket on there, man, but we know what we're looking at, right? But you taking major damage. You just don't know. You don't know at the end of that fight. Let's say he made it all rounds, and let's just say Brian won by unanimous decision. You could go home and have internal bleeding, dude, because you were just so gung ho to keep going because of that in your system. Stop it. Stop it. Knock it off. I love how they act as if every melanated fighter is a runner, but you can't accuse Brian Norman of being a runner. Um, I don't like to accuse none of these guys of being runners. I mean, and everybody's gonna feel differently. I don't. Um, who are you? Who are we? And who are these people that call these guys runners? Who are you to tell somebody how to freaking fight? Like I haven't talked about that, but I absolutely feel a way about and I heard recently that it's not necessarily totally Turkey, but whoever the hell it is, we know where it started, and we know who's been carrying that water big time, especially here on YouTube. Um, you're not in there getting your ass beat on, so what do you care? What do you care if this man wants to preserve himself? Isn't it hit and don't get hit? Like a lot of the times, and again, the whole accountability of the person who's pressing. Okay, cut off the freaking ring. It don't matter. They can change the ring to 18. They can change to 15 by 15. It don't matter. If somebody's gonna move, they're gonna move. It just is what it is. It's really annoying that they would do that. Tim Bradley made the comment that yeah, and I've been seeing people carry that water. Test it. I have no issues with that. But let's test everyone. I'm not going to talk about that individual. I think you were here before when I kind of like flipped out a little bit. Yeah, anyway, all of them. And I have heard that there actually is some level of testing in Japan. I don't know what they're testing for. Apparently, it's not the USA standard. So I don't think Brian is on nothing. So I don't know where they would even get that from. But test them. Test them. If they understood, well, I guess you have to watch Tay Jones to know that. We talking about a man who's never far from his weight, who works out daily, who runs, and they have to tell him, look, go sit yourself down somewhere. Like, some people have a different level of dedication. Do I think Inoue has that? I don't know. I've heard stories about him though. I've heard stories about him being a diva when it comes to testing. Why would you be a diva? Why wouldn't you just give them the blood or whatever the hell? So yeah, yeah. Or yeah, or you just retire. I just seen Fury's name, I think you retire and then come back. This is just ridiculous. Milk Dud here, Bradley's gonna shine as long as there's butter for A. Yeah. Hey, 88 Sports Talk. How you doing, family? I saw a clip of Floyd saying, I'm going to start reading this. He didn't feel as mentally sharp as he used to be. He spoke on his father showing the same symptoms, right? Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Is this recently, Jay? Yeah. I mean, yeah, we've been seeing that with Senior, right? So this weekend, I think the Melneki, I don't know how to say this gentleman's last name correctly, of course, but I'm gonna give it a whirl. Garzlik, Garzelik, Garzlik, whatever. That gentleman from Poland, yeah, him fighting Vito Melneki. That card is actually it's looking pretty good. I like what I'm seeing. Oh, before I say that though, Rashidi Ellis is fighting this weekend, and I really didn't get into the Brian fight, but I will talk about his possible opponents that is being talked about. Now, I think plenty of us have heard about Roman Polanco calling out Brian Norman Jr., right? And I've said many times I watch Broadway Joe. I watch Broadway Joe. I have to use an interpreting type of device sometimes, but I watch it, and he's had him on there often enough. And let me look at the rankings. I think Polanco is like, oof, right there up under him. Um, and I think it would be a great fight. Welter. So Roman. Okay, so Brian's the WBO champ. It's Alexis Rocha. They still have Jen there, but obviously that's not right. So it says Roman Polanco is number 7, but it shows him moving up to 3 spots. So I'll put him at number 4, where Karen Chukadasian is, and he's moving up one, which will make him number 3. Go figure. Whatever. I can see Brian fighting him too. Whatever. Because now people are having a conversation about who did he fight and who is he going to fight. It just works out like that. But Rohan Polanco, his coach, is very, very, very confident that Roman beats Brian Norman Jr. Like I said, I think it'll be a very good fight. 2 fights. I just talked about Rashidi fighting tomorrow. Polanco and Rashidi versus Brian Norman Jr. I think those are some dang good fights. And I'm pretty sure Rashidi's game too. So that would be super interesting. Only thing, Brian is on a mission to kick ass. Yeah, I know, Stormy. People don't believe fat makes greasy. It was recent. Fighters need to be smart about taking unnecessary punishment. Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, but we're talking about an older man. We're speaking Floyd Senior again, but unless you're talking about the running, yeah. I'm getting out the way. I don't care who the hell. I'm getting out of Dodge, dude. I don't know what that means to me. Blessings, Messenger 215. How you doing, family? How you doing? So yeah, those are 2 fights. But y'all know the main thing that I would love to see would be him and Devin, because Devin came out and called him ass, right? And he has since retracted. He's after seeing the fight, I said he said he guess he's not ass. I don't even know what made Devin say that in the first place. Maybe there was some misunderstanding. Brian don't say much at all, and when he does, he's very intelligent, very kind, very respectful of people. Um, he lets it be known that he wants to smoke, but he ain't out here dogging out people. So I don't know. That just seemed like that came out of left field to me from Devin, because Devin ain't usually, he's usually kind of respectful. So look, I don't know, but that would be the first fight that I'd like to see. I mean, there's other people at 47 I would not mind seeing as well. Brian fight, but yes, Speedy Rashidi is fighting tomorrow. I do not see that it's going to be televised. It's in Massachusetts. He's fighting someone named Josec Ruiz. So I guess we'll just see how that turns out. Maybe they'll have it on some off channel like Boxer or. Hey, Kamar, the Stepping Razor. How you doing? Salute to you, King. Blessings to you. So Vito Melnicki, his last fight, he fought Was it is it Conley? Was that who he fought? Let me see here. I want to say he was an Eastern European gentleman as well, and he didn't look so hot to me. Um, Connor Coyle. Connor Coyle came with the hands on Vito Milnicki. Um, Volume, speed, and I know I did a video on that, and I want to say I picked Connor, you guys. And if I didn't, then I wanted to because I felt like Milnicki. Yeah, I don't know that he loses focus, but it's like he's not he does it's not like he fully commits to some degree. Maybe that's what it is. He is waning towards the latter rounds. And to be honest though, I like Vito as far as his style. And he is trained by Ronnie Shields. Um, he has good power. He has decent speed. Good combinations. I like to see Vito go to the body more, but yeah, this guy he's fighting, Camille Guards Leak. We gonna call him Guards Leak. Stormy said garlic potatoes, Guards Leak, right? Um, this gentleman also can fight, you guys. He doesn't have the speed of the Connor Coyle, but he is a steady puncher. Steady puncher. Um, eh, I know I made some little notes about him. He has a good punch selection and good countering ability. And that's what I noticed when I was looking at the film and thinking of Vito. Vito, not so much of a counter. And again, his speed is not even on or steadiness is not on the level of this guy. But he again has power and an overhand right. But this guy also has very good mobility, steady work rate, looking to constantly touch. So again, yeah, he's always punching, just steady. So I did pick Vito to win by unanimous decision. Obviously, I think it's because this is his card, um, and they're likely to give it to him. But this guy is a little step under, and actually, I don't even want to say a step under the Connor Coyle. He's more well-rounded than Connor Coyle, but he's not as fast, and I don't think he has as much volume, right? So we're gonna see how that plays out. Um, see, is Rashidi still? You know what, Karma? I think he is. But this fight is not a team combat league fight. But I think he is. I think a lot of these guys, I don't know if they do that on the side. Um, this is a real fight, though. It is a real fight, man. It is. I can't even show y'all because I'm not sharing my screen. I'm not playing nice today. Speaking of fights being top rank loses on the ESPS, but PBC picks with them. Ain't that something? He said, top rank loses the ESPN contract. I heard ESPN is supposed to be picking up PBC. Yep. That is what I heard as well. I did also say that, and you might have been here the last time when I went live. That it's not Al. I don't think PBC is any longer Al. And what I'm curious to know still is, did Tio sign with them? You know, he made that video. I try not to really involve myself with things that Teofimo does, obviously for a reason that you all are aware of. But I'm curious. Because again, this is another gentleman who is supposedly And I don't want to say it's just the shadows because hell, Al was in the shadows, but this guy's running and it's not Tom Brown. So yeah, I found that very interesting. What does that say? I also said that too. People always saying PBC is going out of business. They're still here. When are people gonna stop saying that? They're still here. They're still here, you guys. They're not going nowhere. So like I said, I don't know a lot of these guys on this card, and I didn't have the time this week at all to go through. But Brandon Lee is making a return. He's fighting Elias Damian Arroyo. So he's been out. No, he fought last July. He fought last July. I don't recall seeing that fight. And before that, he fought Pedro Campa in 2023. I like Brandon Lee. I'm again very interested in seeing what this card's gonna be like. And there's two ladies on there. They kind of play little nicey nice at the press conference, but I'm absolutely interested. Of course, on that card we got Mr. Jahai Tucker, who is 14-1-1 with 6 knockouts. Um, and he's gonna be fighting Lorenzo Truck Simpson, who is 15-2 with 9 knockouts. Um, Okay, so a lot of people they're saying they're looking forward to this fight. I am, but okay. So Simpson was supposed to be, as far as I knew, fighting under Ronnie Shields, which I thought was good because I'm gonna be honest, you guys. I'm not a fan of Coach Cal as a coach. Kenny, I think, is the brains behind the operation usually. I say this because when Lorenzo fought on that OTX card, he fought Hernandez. And surely some of you know Vladimir Hernandez. He lost. He lost that fight by majority decision. Um, he didn't. This is how I feel about Lorenzo Truck Simpson. I think he has power, but I think he's very basic, like very, very basic. It's either the jab and trying to set up his rear, or he's fighting on the inside. He's like he gets stuck on the inside, stuck on this inside battle, and I just don't like it. I remember seeing the Vladimir fight, and I kept yelling at my TV, uh, "Step back and box, and you could easily win this fight." But then he would go in the corner and Calvin would tell him to keep doing it. But on the outside of the ring is Kenny telling him the same thing I'm saying. Make some space and box. Box him on the outside. Fight him on the outside. Ultimately, he lost. He lost to Vladimir. And I've heard people saying they thought that his losses were questionable. That one wasn't. That one wasn't. He fought the wrong fight, a la Cal, and listening to freaking Cal. That's just my opinion. Now, Jahai, on the other hand, though, can fight, and he is versatile. The only thing that I see sometimes with Jahai is lack of attention to your coach. Getting in there and doing what you want to do and just getting lost in the fight, right? But he is versatile. He can fight on the inside. He can fight on the outside. And you could tell that he likes the fight. Like that's why I say too, he kind of gets lost in the fight where he's not listening to his father. He just want to get in there and fight and do whatever he want to do. But sometimes you need to listen to them voices. That's what they're there for. Also, something I saw today in the weigh-in, I thought personally that Jahai looked a little drawn, but even more over, I think Truck looked drawn. And I went and looked. The last time Truck Simpson fought. He fought it light heavy, first of all, but he came in at 181. This fight is at one. Is what is this at 160? What the hell? Middleweight. I don't. I don't know, y'all. Yeah, I don't think that is. I don't think it's looking good. Maybe he'll rehydrate very well and he'll go in there. I already had Jahai winning. I had him winning by unanimous decision, but at this rate, I mean, I don't think he's gonna knock him out because he's not some he doesn't have some high knockout average or what did I say? He has like 6 knockouts in 16 fights. So I just don't. I'm not feeling good for Mr. Truck. We're gonna see what happens. They're not the same. Who's not the same, Jay? That is a tough, early, risky fight for both of them. Okay, you talking about for Truck and for Jahai? Hey sis, how you doing, Shaquila? I already asked Drew and Stormy, what are all the old folks doing up? It's late. We supposed to be in the bed. We supposed to be in the bed. Again, like I said, there's some other good fights on that card. And I don't know those people, but I just was eyeballing the weigh in. It looks very, very good to me. Also, and a lot of people probably are not totally interested, but Galal Yafai will be coming back. His last fight was against Sonny Edwards. I like Sonny Edwards. I did when he fought. His fight with Sonny, yeah, Sonny just went in there and decided he didn't want to fight, and I do believe that was Sonny's last fight. I think he retired after that because it was clear. Yep, TKO stoppage for Galal. Galal, who is a gold Olympian, a gold medalist. I like Galal. He's a scrappy little dude. He's fighting Francisco Rodriguez Jr., who is, well, first of all, let me tell you, Galal is 9-0 with 7 knockouts, and Francisco is 39. I thought it was 38. 39, 6-1. And he has 27 knockouts now. Galal is good. He's good. I like him. Like I said, he's strong. He is scrappy. He got combinations. He's patient. He takes his time. He puts his punches together behind his jab. Like, he has good feet. But this Francisco, he's not a bad fighter, y'all. And he has, again, names under his belt. He definitely fought Junto. He fought, because I seen that one, Kazuto Ioka. And he fought Roman Gonzalez or Chocolatito, right? He's been in the game. He has power. He knows how to put his punches together, and he goes to that body. He's pressure as well. He's gonna press. So I picked Yafai. Yeah, he has a good knockout average for somebody with 9 fights. 9 fights to freaking 45, 46 fights. Yeah. I don't know. I I think it's possible because Yafai is knocking people out. Before his bout is over, because they're not all necessarily early, but he's knocking people out. I'm curious if Rodriguez Jr. is going to be able to. I know he can withstand. I know he's tough and he's strong. He can withstand the work that Yafai is gonna give. But can he take Yafai to deep waters? I absolutely think he can. And I also feel like he could hurt him. And I haven't seen Yafai fight like on the inside. But Rodriguez Jr. can. And if he can take him to deep waters and fight an inside fight, um we might see something very interesting. I think this personally is going to be a great fight. Let me see. This is likely on the zone. Yeah, on the zone, out of the UK, of course. I think it's going to be a great fight. I'm looking forward to seeing that one. I don't know who any of these gentlemen are under on the undercard. PBC, they're not the same. No, they're not. But I will say this, Jay. I'm hoping under new management, or if that's the case, that they're letting these guys fight more. They're letting these guys freaking fight more. Let them fight in Riyadh. Let them fight on the zone. Let them fight. Let these men fight. Stop making these in-house fights. It's ridiculous. And these guys got to eat. They got bills to pay just like everybody else. Um, Speaking of which, I'm sure many of you saw the interview with Frank Martin, who's wanting to come back in August at 140. I'm sure the Queens of the Ring talked about that. Absolutely. Because I'm looking forward to Frank coming back. Um, he he claims that Errol will be coming back in his own time. I have said before, I'm not concerned. I love Errol, but I'm not. I wouldn't be upset if he just said he's done. I feel like he's done enough if that's what he chooses to do. But if he comes back, hey, I'm game for that too. But as far as Frank goes, yeah, I'm ready to see Frank get back in there and get it in. He sounds like he's ready. Um, I have followed both of them on, like IG, and I see from time to time they both look to be in very good shape, fighting shape, like not just um, around the weight. Like they look both look very good. So I'm looking forward to definitely seeing um, Mr. Frank come back. The other thing that I'll just briefly speak to, and I am not crazy about, man, but what the hell is wrong with some of y'all's guy, Tank? What's I don't get it. I don't want to get it, y'all. I just think there's something wrong, clearly, and I don't mean just like in a messed up type of way. I think there's some mentally wrong with Tank. All stuff. Hey, Marky Dan, how you doing, King?
Salute to the lady shower, the beautiful shower. How you doing tonight, Queen?
I'm good. How are you, Marky?
I'm doing real good. I had me and Dub just had our third Friday night weekly news roundup stream from my new channel. I just recently hit 100 subscribers, so I'm trying to get to 200 now, then to 1,000. So I'm gonna post my link.
Hey.
So please subscribe. Please hit my
Was this
link.
the political show?
Like I said, shower had a great
Was
night.
this the political show?
Yep, yeah, it's gonna be for my
Okay, I'm
political
gonna have to
show.
go back and
Hmm.
listen to that. Definitely. So, how you been?
Most
How
dope.
you been this evening? This week? Hey, Joe Townsend. How you been, Marky?
Uh, I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. Shower. Same, different week, same shit. So I'm just thankful to get to another Friday,
Okay.
and hopefully I have a lot more Fridays after this.
Okay. I feel you on that one. It's a blessing to wake up every morning. It's a blessing to make it through these weeks, right? At least time's flying. if that's any consolation.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
I was starting in on Mr. Tank, Mr. Tanky Tanky. Are you a Tank fan, Marky?
Nah, I'm not a fan of Grease Boy.
I need that. I need that little remix. I ain't even gonna lie. I need that.
I just got my hair done 2 days
Yeah,
ago.
I
That
be
shit is
grooving every
fire.
time. That's still look, that's still my song. I'm gonna find it just like
Yeah, Grease Boy is crazy. Grease Boy is out of his
yeah,
mind,
yeah, yeah,
shower.
yeah, yeah. So that's I was getting ready to uh I was gonna try to share my screen, but he been going in. I don't know what's wrong with this guy. First he says that he wants to get out. I don't know why he feels like he feels the need to tell us that. Like you already said it. You said by the end of this year, and to be honest, Marky, I am looking forward to it. Please go. Take all that madness with you. That's how I feel. Um, it looked like he might have erased it. You know how he gets down. Absolutely. Yeah. And I ain't about to sit up and screenshot all that mess. Oh, but you know what? I can't share my screen. Oh, what?
Is that the stuff him and Lamont going back and forth with each other and he said he gonna pull up at Lamont Roach's son's school?
Yeah, I was working my way up to that. Absolutely. And basically just doxing him. Talking about where his house is and sending people to his house. Like I don't know what's wrong with this man, y'all.
Nah,
It's
nah,
something
if Lamont
wrong.
Roach nah, if Lamont Roach make a police report, he a snitch.
You know what? No, he's not. It was for one. I don't care what y'all say. He already has done this publicly. So if let's say the police
Exactly.
is watching, and ain't he on probation?
Exactly.
He on probation. This dude is just goofy.
I mean, he's just a fucking idiot. And it's like, I really wanted to say that Tank is matured. I ain't gonna say Tank is matured. I'm gonna just say he probably got a lot more money. He's able to wall himself off within an expensive ass apartment, and he's just not able to. He's not allowed, and he's allowed not to give a fuck about the rest of the world. But this Lamont Road situation, you can tell it's really got under his skin. I mean, you go into
Clearly.
such lengths. Yeah, you go into such lengths. You talking about this man's kids? You
But you
talking
know,
about what school he goes to, where Lamont Roach hangs at? You gonna be sending people to his house? I
you know
mean,
what's
if you
crazy
that
though?
mad, respectfully, but before you go shower, if you
Go ahead,
that
go ahead.
mad, go ahead and make the fight. Like I keep hearing reports and sources say that the fight is going to be happening in August. I've not seen no official announcement from PBC or Amazon Prime that we even have a press conference scheduled for this fight. So if you that mad at this dude, kick his motherfucking ass and make millions of dollars doing it. Don't go
Okay,
ahead and get yourself fucked up with the legal system. Cause you know how they do you. They're gonna throw the book at your dumb ass.
remember the last the previous fight, the first fight. It was some similar stuff going on if you recall. With Dragon asked to get to the fight being announced. Like I don't know if that was a PBC thing. I don't know exactly what was going on with the mechanics behind it. But then remember too how
True.
hood the press conferences were. I just um I feel like this Tank could easily just we've been seeing he's been in different little gyms. Do the work, dude. Go train with whoever you need to train. We've seen him with Mustafa. Train with whoever you need to train with. Get yourself in order and get back in the ring and fight this dude. Like I'm like it's problematic. He's making it weird. He's making it, and then to do this, and I don't even know why he got his ass back on the Twitter. I don't know why. Keep your little ass off of here. Stay. He's not even. You're not focused again. But he's arguing with Bill. He says, "I got a 8 ball of coke. Are you copying or not? F out of my face, oh raccoon." Because he deleted some of these things leading up to this. Obviously, Bill told him he's been lost something to Devin. Like I'm lost. Like look, and all the rest of them they're gone now. They're gone. Bill told him something else here. Let me see. Look, if you can't tell, I'm not truly acquainted with the Twitter like that. Oh my gosh. See, I can't because Twitter is just so freaking tragic. It's so. I know Bill responded to him though. Okay, Marky's gone. But Bill told him, like, nah, I'm not he's like, you got it twisted. Uh I'm not on that stuff. I was on the other side. I was telling, you know what I mean? But it's like, look, can you hear me, Marky? Are you back?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you sound like a whole robot, fam. You sound like a whole robot, Marky. Well, like I said, I don't know. Mm-mm. I don't know. I'm over Tank. I have been for a long time. I really do wish that he would just leave. Just leave. Like, to be honest, yeah, I want him to fight. I absolutely want the Roach rematch to happen. Above and beyond that, though, just go for your own sanity. Um, so you just ain't out here looking crazy. Nobody want to see that. A lot of these dudes, like I'm over all the. It's one thing to get out here. I don't care about shit talking when it comes to fighting. Absolutely not. But there are some things that I don't like. I don't like Richardson Hitches getting up and doing stuff in front of mixed company, calling Bill and Devin niggas all over the lives. Like I'm cool on that stuff. Just say you want to fight. That's all you got to do.
How's that
Marky,
now?
much better. I still hear some crackling type stuff, but you actually sound okay. You sound okay. Lamont said he hasn't. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all, Chiquila, at all. I mean, it's pathetic. But if that's the case, then just get out. Just get out the game. I definitely want to see the rematch. But if you can't get it together, and if you're gonna get your little monkey butt back on Twitter and act a fool, just knock it off. Just get out. I definitely don't want to see him fight no Jake Paul. You can hang that up. I'm not watching that. Yeah, I'm not watching Pacquiao fight Barrios. I'm not watching that. It's not. I know y'all seen that little picture, the video of Pacquiao shadowboxing. I know y'all. And Shane Mosley joined in with them in the fray. I, did y'all see Pacquiao though? That looked like, and he is surely look like somebody's grandpa. Like and I was like, dude, I ain't got time for this. Absolutely do not have time for this. So yeah, I won't be watching that. Um, the last little bit of news, because Marky's in and out, would be I was going to y'all. I really was gonna go in on Boots. I have a whole little video I edited of him talking. Hey Marky.
Hello. How about now?
Perfecto. Perfecto. There you go.
All right. What you were saying about Goat Pacquiao?
Have at it, Marky.
No, what you were saying about the Goat Pacquiao? What you were saying about him?
Oh, I ain't watching that mess, man. I'm
Well,
not
I'm
watching.
gonna watch it.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
gonna watch it.
you know what? I probably, you know what? Reluctantly, very
Have
reluctantly.
you ever heard of the greatest story ever told?
Tell me, Marky.
It's called Manny Pacquiao versus Mario Barrios. Cause Pacquiao is gonna beat that man dead. He's gonna beat him dead, Shower.
You know what? You know what's funny? Based on how Barrios has looked, but I'm gonna ask you: did you see that shadow boxing in the street that he's doing with Shane Mosley? Did
Oh
that look
man.
like Pacquiao? Did
Nah, I
you?
didn't see it, but that just give me even more confidence.
It wouldn't if you saw it. It absolutely would not. It looked like somebody's old grandpa, you know, doing some grandpa things. It did not look.
I mean, he probably just doing that to give Mario Barrios a false sense of confidence. Then
You
on the
think?
night, he gonna beat him to death.
You think so?
I hope so. Shit, that shit would break my heart to see that old man get beat half within an inch of his life.
Exactly. Did it break your heart to see Mike Tyson get beat up on by Jake Paul?
Not really. I don't like Mike Tyson to be honest.
Oh gosh. Okay, Marky, I'm done with you with that. I
I
don't.
don't like him to be honest. I'm a Holyfield fan.
Well, I am too, but he's still considered one of our greats. Yeah.
Eh, I don't know. Like Muhammad Ali would never do some gay shit like bite another man.
You know
Like,
what? Okay, we're not getting into the outside.
I
Marky
mean, the
boy.
facts. Those are the facts.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of things that Mike has done that I don't like and I don't agree with. But outside of that, I did not want to see him get beat up on by freaking Jake Paul of all people. I didn't. I watched it the first round and started to watch two, and then I had to bounce. I told
Man,
my husband,
that shit was trash. Jake Paul didn't hold. Jake Paul held back. He could have beat that old man really within an inch of his life.
but he
He
should
he
have.
went ahead. Yeah, he should have. He
No, he
put
should
20
not.
million. He put $20 million with it in that old man's pocket.
So,
The two of them later met up at Trump's inauguration party and were cheesing, having the time of their life.
so
So good for Mike Tyson.
he
That
got.
that that
You
shit
know
didn't
what
hurt him.
Jake got? You know what Jake got for 20 million? The chance to say he
Eight.
got in there, whatever. The chance to get in there and say he got to fight freaking Mike Tyson. His name on his stinking fake ass boxer resume, dude. No,
Man, nobody give
no,
up.
no, 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 no.
Well,
I know. I don't want to see these dudes calling out our old greats. And some people don't feel like Mike Tyson was great, and that's fine. But no, fuck that. Respect to Mike Tyson and what he did in the game. And no, don't be fighting these little young dudes. I mean, they could do whatever the hell they want, but I'm not watching that. And then with Pacquiao and Barrios, hell, like Pacquiao, no. He don't look good at all. Not to me. Yeah, I seen him another time with Freddie Roach. God dang it.
he
Hitting
said
the
if
bag and
Manny
all
the
that shit.
if
I don't
Manny
want
the
to see
goat,
this shit. I don't want to see this
J
shit.
Man said if Manny the goat, what that make Marquez? Manny beat that man like two, or well, at least according to the judges, 2 out of 3 times before he got put to bed. Like Manny didn't even have to get that dude a fourth fight. That just told you the type of the man and warrior Manny Pacquiao was. He did not have to get that dude a fourth fight. Went in there, went toe to toe in one of the craziest fights I've ever seen, and got put to sleep. Honor to him. That's
Let
goat
me
shit.
let me ask you something. How do you feel about what he said about Floyd?
What did he say about Floyd?
That he was basically that he's a runner and that he should be ashamed of not putting on a good show for the people. He felt bad for the people.
I mean, look, that's just his way of absolving himself of responsibility for getting 10-2'd. I mean, because that's what happened in that fight.
Okay,
Manny talked all this shit about how he was going to be able to cut off the ring, how his southpaw style was going to be able to nullify the shoulder roll. Floyd didn't use no shoulder roll. He just moved laterally and jabbed the nigga, and then set him up for his straight right, and it was rinse, wash, repeat. Okay,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Then when Manny Pacquiao couldn't cut off the ring or do nothing because Floyd completely outskilled him, he came out the next day and said he had a torn rotator cuff, which was bullshit. I just think, and I agree with you, Manny. When it come to that Floyd fight, I think he went out like a sucker. I'm gonna be really honest with you. I think he went out like a complete and total sucker.
Yeah, well, I don't respect him coming out now and saying Floyd was never no runner. But back to what
I will say this though. I can understand from his perspective because Manny Pacquiao is a death before dishonor and a blood
yeah.
and guts type of fighter. So I get why he would say something like that. But a lot of that shit just comes down to embarrassment and pride. Like Floyd 10-2 that
Yeah,
nigga.
but if that's the case, keep that on the low. Keep that wrapped up. Don't come out talking about other people. Because the guy only asked him who were his, I think, his toughest 5 fights, and when he didn't say Floyd, which again with these people with baiting
I
like that,
mean, yeah,
he
exactly.
then he
That's
went
what
in. So it's just
that's what
like
those media people want. And
he should have just said I don't no. He should have just said no. I don't feel like Floyd was, and leave it at that. Just cut out all the
I
bull.
mean, I don't blame him because I mean Floyd, at least when you talk about the physical punishment, that was not one of Pacquiao's top 5 toughest fights at all whatsoever. So I mean, I don't disagree with it at all. Like, think of that first Morales fight where the nigga eye was cut open and the other one was swole. You think about the second Morales fight where the nigga, he had like a cut on his eyelid, and Marquez kept targeting that shit. Like, you're thinking about the fight where he got put the fucking bed against Marquez, which was the 4th fight.
Yeah.
Like, I don't disagree with him saying that Floyd wasn't a tough fight for him in that sense.
Well, yeah. But you're talking about two different styles of fighting too. So, hello, Adam. I've never seen you before. Welcome. He's saying Jake Paul's gonna embarrass the Chavez family. He bullied. Thank you, Adam. Yes, he does. He absolutely does. That's all he's been doing.
Man, Chavez is a fucking cokehead.
Look, there was 4 fights because there was never a clear winner. Mm.
I mean, I don't disagree with that. Like those were three of the hardest. Those first 3 fights were 3 of the hardest fights to score. Like
Mm.
I've ever had to score. Especially that first fight. That first fight was crazy. Cause Manny almost put Marquez to bed. He dropped him 3 times in the first round. And then like the rest of the rounds were razor thin. Like Marquez was just working his way back in, out boxing that nigga. Like, nah, like that's my favorite fucking rivalry of this 21st century.
It is.
Hands down. Like them 2 niggas went to war anytime they got in the ring.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you right there. Let's see. He's saying Barrios looks like a heavyweight um, compared to Manny.
Man.
I haven't seen them together. I haven't seen them together. I'm just not checking for that. And I just saw the Manny shadow boxing by chance. So I'm just letting y'all know I'm not interested. But Marky, I had moved on. I had moved on when you last got dropped.
Barrios gonna get beat to death.
So are you a Boots fan? Yes.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I held on to my boot stock when it was very low, when everybody was talking shit about him. I held
Mm,
on to it after that second Karen fight. You know what I'm saying? Now it's
I
back
was
up high.
rocking the Boots for sure. Absolutely. And the thing is, I do not rock with Boots now. Hey, King Fuses, how you doing? Welcome in, great brother. So it's not that I do not, but I did. I felt some kind of way, and somebody asked me the other day. No, they asked me today. I don't even know if my brother's in here, but maybe he might be listening. Am I a Brian Norman Jr. like super fan? And I told him no, no. I've only been a super fan of Errol Spence Jr., but I do rock hardcore with him. And I did feel some kind of way with Boots moving up at first. I mean, that's what I was telling people when you were coming back in this last time is I had made a little video and everything of Boots talking about how he was comfortable at 47 and people don't know what they're talking about and he feels good and then I watched the YSM interview and I had to back down. I had to back down off of Boots because I remember Devin. I remember a lot of these guys when they move up, and we are talking shit about them, how they look sickly, and I did that to Boots this last time when he fought Stanionis. I said he looked like a clown with them big black shoes. It just yeah. I had a change of heart, y'all. I had a change of heart. I do feel some kind of way about how he announced it, and I still do not like Eddie. I still feel like Eddie went on a smear campaign against Brian Norman Jr. for some odd reason. Maybe he felt threatened, but I don't think Boots necessarily felt threatened by Brian. But I am a little upset that he lets Eddie just have free reign over him like that. But he did look sickly. He looked emaciated. He needed to
But
move
what,
on
what's your reasoning for why you getting off of him?
because what he said is that at the end of the day, it's these guys' health, right? Because he brought up different examples, and I thought about it. For example, Raymond Ford versus Nick Ball. Nick Ball, well, Raymond said before that fight he wanted to move up to 35, and after he got beat by Nick Ball, he said immediately in that ring, he said, and you could just see the look on his face. He said, and it's a choice he made, but it was the wrong choice. He said, I stayed because Eddie said I should just have one more fight. And I thought to myself when he said it, well, then you're dumb. You don't have to listen to freaking Eddie. You listen to your body.
I mean, he stayed because he wanted that big payday to be on that 5 versus 5 Saudi card. I mean, that's what that was really about. And
Absolutely.
top of the
But he
fact that
made the
you
wrong
get to
choice.
unify a title before you move up.
But he made a wrong choice, Mark. Dan. That's the point I'm
I
making.
mean, I don't think so. I mean, you fight your
Mm,
fight. You know what I'm saying? That was a great toe to toe fight. Like, Ford almost put him to sleep in that last round, and I thought he won the last 5 rounds. So no, I
look
think you
the
just.
way I said it a certain way. I said he beat him, but I honestly feel like that could have even been a draw for real. It was a good.
Yeah, I mean, I had Nick Ball winning it. I thought it was 7-5. I thought Ford definitely started late in that fight. I thought he
He
let
did.
Ball get off on him and probably win the first 6 or 7 rounds. So I will say, but let me just say that. I mean, I think that's Raymond Ford just making excuses. Respectfully, I mean, you fight the fights. I mean, well, like, what's your alternative? Like, you're just gonna duck out of a big fight like that against Nick Ball? You're probably gonna make 7 figures for the first time in your career.
So
You
is
get
that
to
how
go to
you feel
Saudi
about
Arabia.
Boots? Is that how you feel about Boots back in or doing this same thing, dropping these belts all of a sudden on the day before? This guy that which is Brian, and he very well, very absolutely, very well could have just stayed and waited till his father's been saying October, November, December. Boots couldn't wait.
I mean, listen here. Like, you can't listen, and I'm not saying. Well, I am directing this to you, but opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one.
Absolutely.
On one hand, people are also saying Boots was ducking Virgil, and that he would never move up to 154 and jump in that smoke against Virgil. And he sent two. From what I've heard, he sent an offer to Virgil to
He
fight
did.
in August. They
I
said we're
heard.
not going to be ready by August, so they said okay, let's fight in September, and Virgil still turned it down.
But then
So
Virgil makes
from
a
what
fight.
uh,
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, it's your show, Queen. But from my perspective, Boots is doing what he's supposed to do. He's moving up and he's looking for smoke. he's running straight to the smoke. One of these dudes that they like to say is one of the top killers at 154. So I'm not sure.
Norman
Like,
didn't have
what's the criticism for Boots?
Norman didn't have no smoke for him at 47.
I mean, the last time they approached Norman for a fight, he didn't want it. So nah.
Why didn't he want it, Marky?
Because he wasn't willing to negotiate, and he wasn't willing to come down $300,000 to make the fight.
No.
No.
All
right, well, you get your perspective, and I'll refute it in a second. Go ahead.
You're talking about the 1.7, correct?
Correct.
First, let me answer Adam's question. No, I don't. I don't. No, I did have Brian beating him at 47. Now, this has been said to people who have been blue in the face, and I don't really understand what people don't see about it. And it's not even Boots arguing this. This is Eddie Hearn, and why y'all give Eddie Hearn this much freaking credit, it blows my mind. But they asked for $2 million. They were offered the 1.7. They said no. We'll take 1.7 if y'all will take the fight out of Philly. They said no. Then he said, if you will, we'll do the 2 million, but it gotta be, we'll do the 2. Shit, now I'm damn confused.
Well, let me bridge the gap in some of your knowledge. Firstly, they didn't come down directly.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say they didn't come to them initially with an offer of 1.7 million. Eddie Hearn started at $700,000.
Exactly.
That's what they initially sent Brian Norman, because in his career, his highest payday is $150,000.
It doesn't matter. Y'all really got to stop within here. The highest you got, that's not one. That has no skin. That's no skin off our friggin' teeth, for real. It doesn't matter what his highest amount was. That man was he had a belt, didn't he?
Okay, what you get paid what the market says you're worth.
No.
Or you know what? No, you get paid whatever you want to get paid. And he chose that he said he was not worth 1.7. But let me finish what I'm saying.
Go ahead.
Eddie Hearn offered that man $700,000. Okay, that's not enough. He said, I want $2 million. So you know what Eddie Hearn did? He gave him an extra $1 million and came up to 1.7. Who is trying to negotiate? It don't look like it's motherfucking Brian Norman to me.
What did they ask? They asked for $2 million, right?
They asked for $2 million, and I got up to 1.7 million.
So they said they'll take the 1.7 if it is not in Philly.
You don't tell. Well, hold on. You don't tell us where the fucking A side. We're gonna make this money back in Boots' hometown. You are not no fucking draw. You ain't never put fucking 5,000 people in a room.
Okay, well, wait a minute. So here's the thing. What Stanionis had? What 19 fights? And they gave him 2.2.
No, they paid him 1.8.
No, they did not.
Yes.
They gave him 2.2. And instead of here's the crazy part for me. Boots came out. He said, I gave it out of my own pocket. So you gave him an extra, however much it took to get up to 2.2, not 1.8, 2.2. And they already had offered him 2 and he had declined. I did a video about that a long time ago. But so you gave him the extra money out your pocket, but you wouldn't give Brian the extra 300,000 measly freaking dollars? No.
So firstly, I don't believe whatever Boots said. I don't believe a word that come out of Boots' mouth when it comes to the fucking business. Okay, because because he has been exposed several times for being ignorant and running his mouth. Firstly, he said before in the past that and I've called him out for capping when he said that they offered Brian Norman and then $2 million. That's cap. That did not happen. But that's what Boots likes to do. Boots is very ignorant to the boxing business. So I don't take his words to be any validation of what's been going on behind the scenes. So what was I just about to say? Oh yeah, Stanionis. I'm looking at it right now. The man's purse was $1.8 million.
And then
So he didn't get $2 million.
Yes, he did. He got 2.2. He made more
Well,
money.
I'm gonna link you my source, Queen. We ain't gotta argue about it. But either which way, Brian Norman did not want that fight with Boots. I don't believe it. And Boots Ennis is doing what he's supposed to do, moving up, looking for smoke.
There's nothing that there's no way for you to prove that Brian did not want that fight. And if
turned it down. He turned it down
because they didn't give him the money he wanted. But he has the right to negotiate and say that he don't want the fight. If this not on his terms, he has the right to say that. Just like they
okay, and I got the right to say that you a duck for turning down 17 times your highest payday.
You can call whoever you want a duck. I ain't calling none of these dudes no duck.
How much did he make for my bad shower? How much did he make for that Jin Sasaki to go to Jin Sasaki's hometown? How much did he make for that?
2 times 1.7.
You saying he made $3 million? You saying he made over $3 million in Tokyo?
This is what I was told.
Well, I think that you know what? I ain't gonna shit on your sources. I just don't believe it. I don't buy it. I don't buy it whatsoever.
You don't have to buy
it. Naka. Yeah, no. Absolutely.
Everybody
and
knew
I
he
ain't
was going to get paid to go over there, and I don't think that people understand that. First of all, when he turned down that fight with Boots, and he said, "Well, fine, if y'all don't want to give me what I feel like I'm worth being a title holder," he said, "I will go make up the difference." And he said, "I'll go fight 4 fights and make up the difference. I'll do whatever I got to take, and I'll make up the difference, and I'll come back and I'll revisit the Boots fight." First of all, he said that. Second of all, I don't think people understand that, going over to Japan, he was going to get paid. So that right there, now here comes Eddie again before he makes it to Japan. Now, again, y'all don't think y'all really be paying attention to how many freaking games Eddie plays and the smear campaigns he be on. This man tried to lock him into a contract while he was still about to fight Jin. He was set to fight him, and before he could get paid the higher amount of money, because if he went over there and made $3 million, then obviously his bag goes up, and y'all can't run around here no more talking about, well, the most he got paid was $100,000, and then he went and fought on that undercard as the co-main, and it don't really matter. He got paid more now, and he's worth more now, and then all of a sudden now, where's Boots? He could have waited till freaking October, in my mind. But like I said, I was trying to be nice. Boots, he did look bad. He looked freaking bad before the standing on this fight. I was absolutely talking shit. I did absolutely make a video talking shit about him looking like a whole skeleton. So I'm not mad at the end of the day. Move your ass up, whatever. Maybe there's other fights to be made. And I talked about that before you came in. There's other fights for Brian. And we obviously know there's more fights for Boots to have at 154, because 154 is loaded. So it is what it is.
Yeah. So the only sources I'm seeing are saying that, or at least and again, I'm not trying to throw water on your sources you got behind the scene. I definitely think you tapped into what they're doing over there. However, all the sources I'm seeing online are saying that Brian Norman only got a purse of $400K, and he is getting a piece of for Jin Sasaki. So and he is getting a piece of Japanese pay-per-view.
Now,
so I'm not. Hold on, Queen. Hold on. Let the brother talk. Let the black man talk. Hold on.
Cook.
Okay. No, I was just saying. But either which goddamn way, Boots moving up, there's not an indictment on him that he is afraid or avoiding Brian Norman. The man went to him and made an attempt, or excuse me, his people went to Brian Norman and made an attempt to make the fight. Whatever you say, he didn't want to give him an extra 300,000. He came up and gave him an extra $1 million. Why? Sorry, good night. Your alarm going off. Oh, sorry, Dad. Yeah, he gave him an extra $1 million for the fight. So I don't know what more you could want from Boots Ennis when it comes to pursuing a fight with Brian Norman? So if he moving up to 154, let him go up there and fight Virgil and Bakram and all them other champions I want to see him fight. Okay? And leave that Brian Norman shit alone. Because that dude did not want to fight. I offer you an extra $1 million. 17 times your highest payday, and you don't want to fight.
Hey,
Leave him right where the fuck he at.
2.2. Amateur is what I heard. 2.2. And that is another thing. I just said I don't care. Okay, yeah, move up, Boots. Go fight whoever you're gonna do. Be great. Be great at 154. It is what it is at this point. Like it's nothing nobody could do about it. It's water under the bridge. I'm not about to sit up here and argue about this man moving up when he clearly looked like a skeleton. I said the same thing. We look at Devin. He should have moved up long before he did. So it is what it is. I'm not mad. I'm not mad.
I mean, I ain't mad either. It's better fights for Boots. I mean, I think Boots would split his head open to the white meat, respectfully. Like I would prefer to see Boots against Bakram, that crazy Russian. You know what I'm saying? Like I got my own inside source into Bakram, and they're saying he was a member of the Russian paramilitary group, the Wagner group, and he has over 16 confirmed kills in Ukraine. So this dude is an actual killer. On top of what you just seen him do to Tim Tszyu. I mean, absolutely split Tim Tszyu's head open, beat him half dead. So I mean, that's why I want to see Boots again. I think Brian Norman is food, respectfully.
Something about Bakram because I did a whole breakdown on him too. Oh, you can beat Bakram with pressure. That's it. So yeah, Boots probably is gonna beat Bakram easy. All you got to do is press him. If you could get Bakram to the ropes and get past all that, the whole thing with that European and that Russian style, we all know the majority of them do not like getting hit to the body. So all Boots would have to do is pressure him. And I just seen a little dude do it to him and breaking down his fights, and I was like, okay, I can see how this dude is beat. But usually he just is all gas and he backs people down. But it is what it is. I'm not mad at Boots. Like I said, it's plenty of fights for Boots to have at 54. More power to him. I will talk my shit about. Forgive me, D-Man. I know this is your guy. I will talk shit about Virgil Ortiz declining to fight Boots.
King Phil says, I bring that stuff about Bakram up to talk about his background. That this is the type of mindset that this individual has. That's all I do when I bring up that information about Bakram.
Let me see, Jay. Boots versus Norman supposed to be for all the man. Look, I didn't think either of them wanted to fight each other unless it was for all the straps. That's what I said initially, J Man. When the whole shit hit the fan,
Or for an extra $300,000.
That's what I wanted. I wanted them to. I wanted Boots to fight Stanionis or Barrios, vice versa. Then them come together for the major. But see, Eddie was pressing this. And again, I still feel like it was a whole smear campaign with Eddie in doing so. Why? Because here's the thing, and I had reported that a long time ago. He had already offered Barrios and Stanionis $2 million before he ever even offered Brian 700,000 or the 1.7. But the thing is, even when that happened, I was like, wait a minute. Why does Barrios I get offering $2 million? But why was Stanionis? If you go down Stanionis' resume, if you see how many fights he had compared to Brian, he didn't deserve $2 million more than Brian did. So again, Eddie. It's Eddie. Smear campaign. It's Eddie. Although Norman hasn't made that much before, he knew that the fight with him and Boots was worth more than that. That's why you're supposed to let it marinate, Adam. Absolutely. Absolutely. Everybody moves in their best interest. No knock to doing what's best for you. That's how I'm starting to feel, honestly, to be honest. I'm just like it. Cause I don't like these conversations. I really don't. Cause I'm not getting paid none of this goddamn money. Shit. I don't care what the hell they get paid. All I want to do, I want to see them fight. Prove that you're the best. That's at the end of the day. If negotiations fall through, it's no skin off my teeth. I'm not. I don't like calling these guys ducks. The clock was ticking on the Giasov mandatory defense. I understand why timing is crucial. Are
Yep.
you gonna remind him, Mr. Musa? Okay, so go and talk some more shit, Marky, because you do that so well. You do
I
this
speak
so
facts
well.
so well.
You can speak facts and talk shit. Huh? No.
Nah, but yeah, I just don't think Brian Norman them wanted to fight. Plain and simple. That's all I
Well,
think. I think
you're entitled to
it's
you.
and the brother yeah, and the brother. I mean, he talked about it in the chat. I mean, would you rather make the 1.7 million now or probably make? I say I think Brian Norman by the end of this year he'll probably make over $1 million. I mean, if he a champion for 2 years, he could probably make $2 million in the next 2 years. So I mean, from a business standpoint and a financial standpoint, it makes sense to Doug Boots. But I mean, he would have cracked his head open, and
You
now
said
you just stuck with that $1.7 million. What you say?
you said you think he'll make how much before the year's out?
I think he'll make over $1 million before the year out. I think so.
Because you still don't believe that he made more than $1 million over in Japan.
I know he made 300,000. I think for that Cuevas fight. From the information I've seen online, he made 400,000 for that fight in Japan. So I mean, he's up to $600,000 already. You know what I'm saying? If you don't subtract what his people are taking out of his purse, so I mean, from a calculation standpoint, it makes perfect sense not to take that Boots fight. You
So
can
let
make
me-
$2 million in the next two fight. Excuse me, in the next 2 years.
He does. So let me just ask you, what do you get? What do you get out of counting these guys' pockets? What do you get? What does it do for you? Just to feel
I think it's interesting. I mean, we do it for every other sport. Football has a financial side to it. In the off season, we break down deals. We break down who gets the most money. You know, I think it's interesting. I like to see and measure because within the next probably 10 years, guys are going to be making $100 million annually. So I like to watch the business side of it. Now with boxing, I mean, I don't like the business side of boxing because it's boring. And usually it means if we talking about the business side of boxing, that means a fight is not happening. So I mean, at least over in boxing, it don't really do shit for me. Respectfully, like I don't really like breaking down the business side of boxing. It's just a whole lot of ducking and avoiding.
I don't think. I think it's a whole lot of negotiating, and it could be some avoiding, because some people who Oscar and there was somebody else who said that, ultimately it is up to these fighters whether or not they want to fight. That does, and to me, I don't think that means that these guys are afraid of each other, because you hear that being bandied around a lot. Everything happens in due time, and then some things just ain't meant to be. That's just how I'm looking at it, and I think I feel that way because I hate some of the discussions, conversations, debates that happen in the boxing circle, and it's nothing that's within our control. But people be ready to fight over some stuff. So we were talking about Boots, right? Let me share this, because I had talked about this as well. Him moving up. Uh-oh. Hey. How you
Hey,
doing,
what's
DP?
good? What's good?
He's
What's
pretty
good?
old.
What's going on, Maki?
How you
What's
doing?
good?
Marky up
What
here kicking up dust.
what
We
y'all
get
up here
facts.
talking about?
We talking about Boots moving up to 154. I was talking about Brian Norman didn't want the goddamn fight, but he turned down the 1.7.
Marky.
I'm giving my brother background and context.
The language.
That's pretty
the
much what we on
language.
right now.
He can cuss on here. That's not the point. I'm about to cut him though.
Nah, she just don't like me speaking facts about Brian Norman
That
being a
ain't no
duck.
fact.
It's the
That's your
language.
opinion.
It's the language.
It's your opinion. It's your opinion, and you know that. Yeah,
That's your
So,
opinion.
I,
Marky.
I mean, I'm not gonna say Brian Norman didn't want to fight. I just think Brian Norman saw a business opportunity where he can make some extra money before he had to get into a hard fight. I, I
Make
think
more
I think
money.
he ultimately did want to fight, but it was a easy bag over there in Japan. He said, "Hold on, let me go get this easy bag before I go get into this difficult fight, because that easy bag probably won't be on the table if he goes in there, he fight Boots and he lose the Boots. That easy bag probably is no longer there anymore." So he went. I think he just went over there to get an easy bag, and he wanted to make the fight, but Boots just got tired of waiting around. He said, "You know what? I'm just gonna go to 54."
I don't think he. How could he get tired of waiting around though? Look, D Free. How can he get tired of waiting around? He just fought.
I mean, cause
He
he
just
he he,
fought.
au- he offered him a fight before he made that fight with Jin Sasaki. So he offered him a fight, and they said, "No, nah, we're not worried about you. We're gonna go fight Jin Sasaki, and then we'll think about it after that fight." And so I just think Booster said, "You know what, man? These guys are slow potent. I'm just gonna go ahead and move where everybody want me to go anyway." And is
So
is is,
Boots
is,
fought in
is
April,
bigger
right?
fights up there?
Boots fought in April. He
Yeah,
would have had from April to again. They're saying they would have been willing to fight him in October.
right.
It's not like Boots hasn't waited that long before the fight. He would have had 3 belts plus the ring
But
plus the
it, they,
lineal. So then
but
all
if
he
it,
would have had to do is fight Pacquiao or Barrios
but
to
what
be
I'm
the
saying is what I'm saying is if he wanted to fight again in October,
Mhm.
and Brian Norman just fought in June, 9 times out of 10 Brian Norman is not going to fight again in October. He might fight later on this year, but he's probably not going to fight again by
This
October.
is them saying that they wanted the fight in October, and and I even recall them saying that that's what Eddie and I'm gonna be nice and call Bob tonight. Eddie and Bob were supposedly already talking about making that fight for October.
Well, see, and see, this is what I heard. I heard B Norman Senior go on CDK, and he said that the fight was understood, everything was agreed upon. They're gonna fight him after Jin Sasaki, and then the next day he went on a boxing voice and he was like, "Nah, the fight is not gonna happen." So I don't know what to believe. I'm like, okay, one day you said that the fight was agreed upon and y'all gonna fight that fight next, and then the very next day you go on the boxing voice and said, nah, that fight is never gonna happen.
Yeah.
You went on the boxing
I,
voice and said the fight's never gonna happen.
Yeah, he said that fight was never gonna happen, and
Who
we
said that?
moving on.
Senior?
Senior.
yeah.
Look, I wonder if he's in here. What time is it?
So I don't know what to believe. I don't know what to believe.
What time? It's 12. I don't know if he's up.
I mean,
I didn't hear
at the
that.
end of
I
the
don't
day,
watch the boxing voice because I'm a hush. I don't watch the boxing.
I
at the
didn't
end of the day,
since
if we're
since
gonna talk
I
about a
saw that.
motherfucker ducking and avoiding, it's got to be Brian Norman in this situation. It ain't Boots, just in my
No,
opinion.
knock it off.
I mean,
No, he's good.
I seen the interview with CDK, and I was like, okay, Brian Norman saying the fight gonna happen. Okay, cool. We're gonna get this fight next. And then we was talking about it, and then my man High Rod was like, nah, Brian Norman just said on the daggone boxing voice this morning, which was the next day. He just said on this morning that the fight is not gonna happen. I'm like, hold up. He just said the day before that it was. Everything was agreed upon. He like, OG, I'm telling you, he just said on the boxing voice this morning. So I went back and watched it. Sure enough, he said the fight ain't gonna happen.
I'm
I'm
gonna
like,
have to go watch that for myself.
I don't know what the hell to believe.
I'm gonna have to go watch that myself because
Man, look,
I want to say I've
I
seen
think
him speaking since then. Even the night after the fight or of the fight. It would have been the following morning for him, and he still had that understanding as far as I'm recalling. So we'll see.
Look here, I think he understood that. And when I say he, I'm talking about Brian Norman Jr. and his team. I think they understood that Boots, like I told you, Shower, would have split his head open to the white meat.
I
So
don't think so. I
why
think
not?
that's just what
So
you think.
so
I
you
don't
got
think
a
the
Hey,
Devin
integral.
Haney. You got a
I'm a,
Devin
I'm a,
Haney. You got a Teofimo Lopez moving
Boy,
into the division. It's different
Marquis,
money fights
hey,
up coming up to you.
Marquis, Marquis,
I don't I
Marquis.
don't know who
Knock
wins
it
that
off.
fight. I favor Boots in the fight. I don't know who wins, but I do favor Boots
Heavily.
in the fight. It would have been a hell of a
Y'all
fight.
can favor whoever you want to, but I'm gonna need Marky to stop saying this bullshit. One and two,
Shit.
I favor Brian. So again, these are just a freaking opinions.
Why,
Yeah,
why,
I don't.
why is bullshit? Because I'm a black man? Wow.
It's bullshit because you keep saying he's a duck, and I told you I'm gonna cut you.
All right, go ahead.
I don't know what would have happened in that fight because Brian Norman does have a heck of a left hook. He could catch Boots with that left hook and put Boots down. And I know the boxing ability that Boots have. He could go in there outbox Brian Norman and frustrate him and possibly beat him up. I mean, I don't know. I think it's a 50-50 fight.
We don't
Like
know,
I said, I
and we'll
favor
never
I
know at
favor
this point.
Boots. I favor Boots because of his style of fighting. But
Mm,
I mean, it can go either way in that fight.
I
It can go
heavily
either way.
favor boots.
we know, Marky. We know, and that's just fine. I
Thank
would
you.
say I do favor Brian, but at the end of the day, I would also say it's a 50-50. But the thing is, it doesn't really freaking matter because we're not going to see it unless Brian or until Brian moves up to 54. So at
Yeah.
this point, it's water under the
I,
bridge. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. I was gonna go on and talk about the boots, and well, I already started talking about Virgil. I might have ran D-Man off with that. Virgil declining the
Now
fight,
he's a duck.
telling Boots that he has to go to the back of the line, which I find strange because do you guys recall after his last fight, he said he wants a soft touch? Did y'all hear that?
who?
Who, Virgil?
Virgil. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Virgil. I mean, I don't know if it was Virgil or if it was Oscar. I don't know. I heard it came from that camp. I don't know which one
Yeah.
said it.
It was
I
Oscar,
don't
but
know.
Virgil never came out and he never came out and denied it. And then it was something else that he did that made me. I feel like he did supposedly, but doesn't he have a fight coming up? Right?
Man, okay, they
I
protecting
don't
that.
know. I don't know. I don't know if
They're
Virgil got a
protecting
fight.
that boy. They're trying to fix him up potentially for a fight with Tim Zoo or Fundora. They're gonna have him fight the winner. Because he's the WBC interim champ. They don't want no parts of boots.
Yeah, I mean,
Absolutely not.
I wanted to see Boots go up there and fight Baccarat, but it seemed like he's about to fight somebody on the undercard of Terrence Crawford and Canelo, and it's not even Erkson Lubin. Erkson Lubin just fought in a IBF eliminator. He should be next in line, and they got him fighting Josh Kelly. I'm like, man, I might want to see him fight no Josh Kelly. If he ain't gonna fight Erkson Lubin, I want to see him fight Boots.
Wait,
Boots is an
Lubin?
Marky,
IBF champion. No,
yeah,
not Lubin. Baccarat is fighting Josh Kelly.
Oh, that's a
is
shame.
it?
He's gonna beat him to death.
Well, when is
God.
that supposed to take place, D Free?
Huh? That's supposed to be it's supposed to be on the undercard of Canelo versus Bud. What's that? August
Baki.
I mean July. What's that? I mean September 13th. September 13th. That's
So
that's
okay,
the
because here's
that's
the
the
thing
date
with
that they
that,
had to
because
fight.
he said that he definitely wanted a title. He wanted to fight one of the title holders next. Like I again, at the end of the day, I don't think these guys obviously they don't totally control who the hell they get to fight. Because he said he didn't want to fight nobody but a title holder. But then we know Lubin he should be fighting Lubin next.
Yeah, he
Technically,
should be fighting
yeah.
Yeah,
Lubin.
the problem is he still with PBC Bakram?
I don't know.
Nah,
Who's he with?
nah. He's with. I think if I'm not mistaken, I believe he's with the Zone. If I'm not mistaken, he might be with PBC, but I believe he's with the Zone. I
I
believe he's with
believe
the
Oh,
he's
Zone.
with
wait a minute. He
PBC.
can't
I
be
mean,
with the
I
zone.
said
It's
the
either
Zone. I'm
Matchroom
sorry. I
or
believe he's with Matchroom. I believe he's with
Metro.
Matchroom.
Let me
Yeah.
see real quick. I don't think I've seen
I
him
don't
on
believe so.
Metro. I don't think I've seen him on there. So
He
anyway, though,
he
But
could be with
even
PBC.
so, man, I mean, I that's the problem. He don't have a machine. Because if he did have Matchroom behind him, I mean, I think he would be getting in some bigger fights than that. I think if he had a machine behind him, he would be getting in some big fights. But he's just that crazy Russian Eastern European guy that they're gonna duck and avoid. Because he only ever fought in that Tim Zoo fight was his biggest fight, and that was in a ballroom. Like it was a less than 5,000 seats in that place. So they can
when
just duck and
when
avoid him and go around him.
when Bucky fought Tim Zoo.
Yeah, that was in a ballroom.
Yeah,
That
it
wasn't
was
in
small.
a stadium or an arena.
Yeah, it was small. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right.
I mean, Tim Zoo is not no big time sellout fight in America. Anyway, his big fights are in Australia, and nobody knew who Bachman was
Hey.
prior to the Tim Zoo fight.
I know they got more fighters in the South. I don't know why I can't see all their fighters.
But my point free is he's never fought that. My point free in general is that was his biggest fight, and he's never fought in a place bigger than a ballroom. So they feel like because he doesn't have a media machine behind him like DAZN and Eddie Hearn, they can just duck and avoid him and go around him. In a division where you got Virgil, you got the guy that Bud fought, you
Mm-mm.
got Fundora, Tim Zoo. It's a whole
You
bunch of
saying
people.
who can?
Xander Zayas,
Hold on, Marky, hold up. You saying who can duck him?
everybody. If you don't want to get in there with Bakram Murtazaliev, you don't have to. And I'm
No,
talking about the
we're not saying.
names.
Hold up, we're not saying that they are avoiding Bachram. I'm saying Bachram is fighting Josh Kelly. He should be fighting Erickson Lubin.
Yes.
No, I'm saying they're avoiding him. That's what I'm saying.
They're
Yeah,
avoiding
and I'm
Bucky.
saying I'm saying you're wrong. I'm saying you're wrong. They're not avoiding
Who
him.
was trying to make a fight with Bakram Murtazaliev?
Erickson
I think
Lubin.
Lubin. Yeah, I'm like, I think Lubin is the
Erickson
one who
Lubin
wants to
just said
fight
he
him.
wants to fight him. He's the IBF eliminator.
Hold
He
on,
just
did
said
he?
he wanted to.
No. But wait, hold on. Erickson Lubin is the IBF. He's number one in the
Yeah,
WBA.
look, it's right here
He's the
on the
IBF.
thing.
He just fought in the IBF eliminator. He's
It's
number one
right
in the
here.
IBF.
Yeah, he did.
Well, then ain't no ducking or dodging. That's his mandatory.
No, it's not his mandatory until they call it. He's just
Well,
Look,
if he's
another
in
one
a
of the
but if he's
contenders.
in an IBF well, in that case, okay, fine, I'll agree with you. It seems like Erickson Lubin is looking for that smoke. Then I'm talking about the other guys. But
I see Josh Kelly's
if it was
number
the case that
52.
he's in an IBF eliminator, then he should be getting that fight soon.
No, what I'm
No, it's
telling you
going to
is
number. They're skipping down, just like they just. No, they skipping. They're skipping.
what I'm telling you. Yeah, what I'm telling you is they're not putting Bakram in there with Erickson Lubin. Bakram is taking an easier fight. He's taking an easier fight.
And you know why? You know why, D Free? Because I did. I
Cause
did.
Chuck
I
keep
think
making his
you.
damn card.
I
Chuck keep
think
making
you
his
were.
damn card. It's gonna be another trash card.
I don't know if you were on the panel when I said it, but or if you were even in the room. Erickson Lubin absolutely has the style that can beat Baki. Absolutely. Pressure on the inside will kill Baki. Unless he's been working on something. But again, I just find it funny that they're jumping over Erickson Lubin to the number 3 spot, Josh Kelly. And
Yeah,
that just happened.
that's what
That just happened again. What weight class is Mag Sayo?
Maul or Mel.
No, Mag Sayo.
Oh, Conwell's at 54 too.
No, not Conwell. I'm talking about a whole nother weight class. Mark Magsayo.
Oh, Mark Masayo. Mark Masayo. I think
Mm-hmm.
he's at 30. I think he's at. Is he at 35?
Yeah, he's at
No.
35.
Okay, so they just did this again. They just jumped because that's what I was saying. Why did they jump Mark Magsayo? Who just had? Oh, it was Andy Cruz. The Andy Cruz fight, wasn't it? Now
Yeah,
he's not even in the rankings no more. Here it
but
is. The
but yeah,
IBF.
he fought Andy Cruz to get in that number one spot for the eliminator. But if Bakram is taking a voluntary defense, even so, if Lubin is in that number one mandatory spot, eventually the IBF is gonna call for that fight. So I
Yeah,
don't
I'm
think
just. I'm.
hold
I'm
on,
just
Free,
saying.
hold on, Free. I hear what you're saying. I'm just saying eventually that fight is gonna happen. Or Bakram is gonna be proven as a duck if he gotta drop that belt. It's gonna be one of the two.
It might happen because we seen that guys all of a sudden just drop out of certain spots for no apparent reason.
Mhm. Or just pop
They
up.
just, yeah, the guys just drop out of spots for no apparent reason
That's
because
true.
you got to remember Erson Lubin is not with PBC no more. He's fighting on Pro Box. He's not with PBC no more. So if he's not getting fights like that, they might just drop him out of that number one spot and put somebody else there.
Yeah.
Nah, because the IBF. Well, I mean, it could be the case if he's inactive, they might call for another eliminator. But from what I've seen, they make you fight for that number one spot. So it wouldn't be a thing where next month when the rankings come out, oh, they just push Lubin to the side and put someone else there. No,
Well,
it would be vacant until they had the eliminator. But I
yeah.
don't see that happening. I think they're gonna make that Lubin fight eventually,
Who did
or at least I
Lubin
hope
fight
so.
to
I
even
hope
get to
so.
the number
Let me
one
say that.
spot? Who
I
did
can't
Lubin
call
He
even
lost
nothing.
to
Who did Lubin
he
even
lost to
fight to
Sebastian.
get to the number one spot? You just said
He fought a dude on Pro
He just
Box.
fought. Yeah,
I'm
he just
talking
fought the
about
dude
before that.
Holmes.
Before that.
He
Who
just
was who the last person he fought before that was
He fought Ramirez. He
hmm,
fought Jesus Ramirez, right?
not
no
Ramirez.
Jesus Ramos.
Yeah, but that was
Ramos,
Ramos.
Ramos, Ramos.
how the hell would that put him? Oh,
No,
look,
no, that was a while ago. He fought
yeah,
somebody
that was a
after
while
Jesus
ago. That's what I'm
Ramos.
saying. They're just manipulating. That's all this shit is, man.
Yeah, he fought somebody after Jesus Ramos. I can't remember who it was, but he
It's
did
not for
fight
him.
somebody after that.
I'm not mad about it, but they're just manipulating the rankings. The last
Sure.
person he fought was, yeah, Jesus Elmano, Jesus Ramos Jr.
Ramos.
Hmm. They're manipulating, and that was in 2023. So he fights one
So
person and
so
gets to the number one spot.
No, but
once
he
every
just
2
had a
years.
fight, didn't he?
No,
Yeah,
well,
with
yeah,
Holmes.
Holmes, yeah,
Holmes. That's
but
what
that
that's
puts
what
him
that
at
was the
number one.
IBF eliminator.
That's not
Because
working
the
anymore.
Jesus Ramos was for I believe that was an IBF eliminator. If I'm not mistaken, I believe that was an IBF eliminator. And then he didn't fight again in 2 years. And he fought Holmes for another IBF eliminator because he took Jesus Ramos' belt, whatever belt that Jesus Ramos had. He took that belt from Jesus
It
Ramos.
don't show
I
there
don't
was
know what
nothing on the line. It don't show there was no title.
it wasn't
Was
no
it?
it
It was
wasn't no no
eliminated.
no no major it wasn't no major title. It was some little them little rinky-dink
A
titles they
rinky
give them.
dink, yeah.
Harrison Lubin is only 29 years old. That shit is shocking to me.
Yeah, he's the same age as Tank Davis. Him and Tank Davis fought in the amateurs.
That's crazy.
So we didn't totally got what I was trying to talk about. Boots still. Boots moving up, and I don't think Bud will be coming back. Obviously, down to 54. So that would
But
leave. Go ahead.
no, I'm gonna say, but Boots don't have no way
Hey,
to a
hey,
title fight.
Shower, I gotta get out of here, but it was cool talking to you. Salute to you, Free. Thanks for coming through
All right,
at my show earlier.
no problem.
Bye,
Hey, but
Marky.
yeah, but Boots don't have no way to the title because he has the WBA title
He
and
got
he
the
has the
super.
IBF title.
He got the
Yeah, he
super
has the
title for
WBA.
WBA.
Yeah, he has the WBA Super and he has the IBF. Well, Bakram is about to fight, so that means he's not fighting Bakram, and the WBA title at 154 is the title that Bud has,
That's what I was
and
saying. And if
and
Bud
it, and
ain't
it,
coming back to 54, then absolutely when Boots should be able to take the title. Or fight
well
Yoenis Tellez
he well no, because you got to remember Jamel Charlo is the champion in recess.
in
So
recess,
when
but
Jamel Charlo,
he went back.
if
He went
if
right in.
but what I'm saying is if Jamel Charlo comes back, he has first dibs at fighting for that title.
Okay, so D Free, if Jamel does not come back and fight for that title, let's say he don't come back and fight for that title, and if he does come back, he goes and fights for another because he's champion in recess for all four, right?
No, just the WBA.
Just the WBA.
Yeah, the rest of them is
Well,
a
okay,
strip.
if he
The
don't
W
come back, then Boots gets either a shot or he gets elevated right off the top. If he can, right?
Boots, no, Boots won't get elevated. Boots get a shot. If they want to give him a shot, Boots will be able to get a shot
He
at
would
the
fight
number one.
the regular, which is Yoenis. Is
Well,
that what
he will fight for the he will fight for the WBA title because once Bud drops that super, the super goes away. Whenever the super gets dropped, it goes away, and so they have to be elevated to the super. Is not something that, I mean, only way you win the super is if the person has the super and you fight him for his title. But if they drop that belt, the super goes away. So the WBA champion is the actual champion until he gets elevated to the super.
so then that would be we're now
Nobody.
we're saying yeah, it would be Yoenis. He's the regular champ.
Oh well, so then he will be considered the champion, and then Boots can fight him for his title.
Yeah, okay. So that's what he still would be able to fight him, but then do they elevate them to super or he would just take over and be the regular champion then?
He would just be the WBA champion. It's the same way like Tank Davis. Tank Davis said he didn't want the super or whatever. I
Mhm.
think they ultimately gave him the super
They
anyway
did.
because according to their rankings, they got him as the super.
They
Um,
do.
but
Because they
yeah,
was talking about how he email built, yeah.
but I mean, cause like with Boots was the WBA. I mean, not Boots. Stanionis was the WBA regular champion or quote unquote regular champion until they put that regular champion on the line for Ryan and Rowley, and they elevated Stanionis to the super.
This is WBA.
Yeah.
So what the hell? Look, what is this super belt? Why even have it? Why not just have a regular belt?
Who? Wow. Who has a regular belt?
WBA.
Because that the super is only there. It was created so you didn't have to fight the mandatories and you can go ahead and focus on unifying the titles. That's what it was created for. So you
That's
didn't have to worry about fighting mandatories and you can go ahead and unify the titles and become undisputed.
yeah, I don't like
So
that.
and that's what the WBC tried to do with the franchise title, but
Yeah,
it was because when they first came out with it, it wasn't a title. It was just a designation that they gave you. It
yeah.
wasn't supposed to be a belt that was
And,
transferable.
and
But
only
then
certain people could petition for it. Not everybody
yeah,
could
yeah, then
petition.
then Tio had petitioned to get the belt if he beats Loma, and so they changed it right before the Tio Loma fight. They changed the status of the belt. They said it is transferable if you petition for it. So it was just difficult the way the WBC tried to do it, but that's what the super is about because the super is above the champion, and so they just gave you that status so you can unify the titles and didn't have to worry about fighting mandatories. The
There should
WBA quote unquote regular champion was the one that had to fight the
Fight the
mandatory. The
mandatories,
super,
which is stupid.
yeah,
You should just have one belt, and that should be not a super. It should just be the champion's belt. And he should have to freaking fight mandatories, especially because all these dudes don't be available for you to fight for the other freaking belt. So they
yeah.
need to cut that shit out.
I mean, they created. I forgot what fighter it was. I can't remember what fighter it was, but they was trying to unify the titles, but they had a mandatory that wanted to fight the champion, and so they came up with that status so he could still fight for a championship, but you still had the super fight to unify the titles. I forgot who it was. It was one particular fight when they came up with that because the super hasn't always been around. It came around like the late 80s. That's when the super came around. It was
Okay,
around the late 80s.
I don't like it. I don't. It just seems like a shit show. That's
Yeah,
just
it's stupid. It's stupid. I mean, all of these belts is crazy. I mean, it's just way too many belts because now just about everybody's a champion. You see guys with paper mache belts and they like, oh, I'm a champion. No,
yeah.
what are you a champion? Like the belt that they had over there in Tokyo this past week, the OPBF championship. I'm like, what the heck is that?
Ain't that
I'm like,
their
no, y'all just
Asian
Mauricio just creating
Pacific
all
or
kinds of belts.
whatever?
I'm like, Mauricio,
Yeah.
you just get crazy with these belts.
Well, I mean, between the belts and again the rankings and them just being able to just throw people we ain't ever seen.
That came up with the Ocean Pacific Boxing Federation belt. What?
That's what I'm talking about. Doing whatever,
What?
man. Bud is the
I'm like,
champ. Tellez has next dibs. Yeah. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Okay, so 2 Cent, you even said who thinks Bud actually is coming back down to 54? I don't.
I I mean, if he do, I mean, that's his own funeral that he will write. I mean, all you
Mm,
got to do is look at the past champions that've done it. They went up and then they went back down and they end up getting beat. So if that's what you want to do, that's your own funeral that you're writing.
yes, 2 Cent.
So
Everybody likes a shiny belt after they fight. Some of them belts be looking straight janky too. The gold look like foot. Look, let me stop. But no, I don't like it. Yeah, in my mind, they could really get rid of some of this mess because it just makes for a lot of confusion. But then, like I said, it really doesn't matter because it just seems like there's a lot of corruption anyway. They putting people where the hell they want them, and they letting people fight, skipping over people like Lubin to fight Josh Kelly. And then
I mean,
Conor
it's
Ben.
like
Conor Ben is right under Josh Kelly.
and Conor Ben hasn't fought at 54 in about 3 fights. I'm sorry, I take that back. He has fought at 54. The last fight was at 60. The fight before that was at 54.
Was it
But
at 54?
I mean, who has he fought to move up to number 3?
Nobody.
I mean,
Nobody.
'cause the man was out of boxing for like a year and a half because of his suspension,
Well,
and then he
remember he
came
fought in
back.
Florida. He was able to come over here and fight. Remember that?
Yeah, and then
During his
he came
suspension over
back and
there.
he looked like hot garbage. But that wasn't nobody that was high in the ranking for him to move up to number 3.
I agree. Okay, so
And
the
then he
last
just
person he fought
moved up
was
to 60 and got beat.
Dobson. He fought Peter Dobson. I don't remember that.
Oh yeah, that's right. I do remember that. He did fight Pete Dobson. And
Did he?
Pete Dobson gave him all he can handle.
He won
That's why he did fight
unanimously.
Pete Dobson. I do remember him fight Pete. But Pete Dobson is a journeyman. He's not. That's what I'm saying. He's not high in the ranking. Pete Dobson just fought Jalil. Not Jalil. They're going. Jahad. I
Jahai.
mean, no, wasn't.
No, he was Jalil Hackett.
Yeah, Jalil Hatchett.
Mm-hmm.
He just fought him.
That's true. Shit, Pete Dobson was over
Yeah,
there.
but because I remember when Bernard came on our platform, he was talking about. He's like, yeah, he said if you really want to test your fighter, put him in there with a Pete Dobson. Pete Dobson, everybody said he's trash, but he's gonna push your fighter. He didn't.
Yeah, Pete Dobson
That
is a
was
good
good
fighter.
work.
Pete
Yeah.
Dobson is a good
So,
fighter.
but I mean, I'm just saying he's a good fighter. Far as if you want to test your upcoming fighter, he's not somebody
Yeah,
that's going to be at the top of the division. But
no, I don't
he
think so.
fought him, and that elevated him to number 3. No,
I guess it
no.
did.
I mean,
Well, again, that damn money be talking. But Pete Dobson was the sparring partner for freaking Jen Sasaki. For Brian
exactly.
Love.
That's why Jen Sasaki got beat up the way he did because he was fighting like Pete Dobson.
He was gonna get PW either way. No, he fought like himself. Jen definitely fought like himself, like straight boo boo. Wildling. Jen was a wildling, and he was a wildling that night. He definitely fought like himself.
No, I'm sitting there looking at the fight. I'm like, man, this is the man got dropped off of 2 glancing blows in the first round. I'm
In
like,
the
he didn't
first
even
round.
get hit flush.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Well,
no,
the first one, I thought that
I
first
was
one was
just
more.
praying. I was just praying that he made it to the 4th round because I had a bet for parlay that he was going to get the TKO, and then I had a single bet that he was going to stop him between 4 and 6. I was like, just make it to the 4th round, and then you could stop him. Because in the 3rd round, I thought he was about to stop him. I was like, no, let him make it to the 4th, and then you could stop him. Let him make it to the 4th first,
Man,
because you about to you stepping on the gas too fast.
the third round was hellacious. You hear me? Them damn overhand rights was
No,
I
I thought it was over. I was like,
me
no,
too.
no, not yet, not yet, not
So
yet.
let me ask you then, D Free. Let me ask you, because again, you came in a little bit later because I talked about this in the beginning. Do you feel like he was on something?
Do I feel like who was on something?
Jen. I know I'm hearing people talking about
I,
Brian was, but
I,
no.
I, I don't know if he was on something or not. I know he's going to be on something. They said that man can't remember what happened to the
A
weeks
month and a
before,
half.
leading up to the fight.
Yeah, a month
Yeah,
and
I
a
mean
half.
they said that man got amnesia. He can't remember nothing.
Yeah, a
So
month
he
and a
going to be
half.
on something.
But see,
So
no, okay,
I mean,
look.
I don't think he was on something. I think he was just amped up for the fight, and he was going to be the first Japanese welterweight champion if he would have won the fight. I think he was just trying to hype himself up. Um,
D Free.
I don't think he was on nothing.
D Free. I want you, because I'm sure you probably will or might. I don't know. If you watch that fight again, take note of his recovery time. And I want to say, okay, even though, okay, I don't know if you would be even interested, but the fight before that, he fought a guy named Shakai. That dude gave him like 50 damn uppercuts, and this dude was unaffected. I don't know. I do understand them Japanese fighters. They be a little gung ho. They be a little extra, but I think he was.
I
I
don't know. I
think he
mean,
was.
I didn't see anything unusual from the previous fights that I saw him fight. He always fought that style of fighting. It because Junior didn't catch him with nothing clean until that last shot. Everything else, like I said, the
All
two
of them was
knockdowns,
not
those were
glancing blows. D Free. He was hitting him clean.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. They were glancing blows. He was catching them with good body shots, and he was catching them in between the guards with the jab. But far as a straight power shot to the chin, it wasn't until that last shot he caught him with a clean shot on the chin.
No,
Everything
D
else,
Free.
everything. I'm telling you, go back and watch the fight.
I
When
got
Jen
it.
Sasaki was when Jen Sasaki was getting hit, when he was throwing the punches around the guard, it was still hitting his glove. Yes, it was around the guard, but he wasn't hitting him on a knockout spot. He was hitting him around the guard on the right, like on the jawbone. That
Yeah,
unless you hit that's not a knockout shot. Hitting somebody on the jawbone is not a knockout shot. It's just it could break his jaw, but it's not
yeah.
a knockout shot. So
But
He
is that
wasn't getting hit,
still?
and that's what I'm saying. Clean shot. The clean shot was that left hook that he caught him at the end of round, well, towards the end of round 5 when he went to sleep. That was a clean shot. Everything else was going through the guard or glancing off the guard. It wasn't, except for his jab. His jab was clean, but everything else was going through a guard or coming off the guard. So it wasn't a clean shot until he got caught with the left hook. That was a clean shot that didn't have no glancing off the guard or nothing. It was his hands was down and he caught him with the left hook right on the chin.
Shit, his hands are down the line. Let me see. Look. You got me wanting to play the dang don't fight now. Cause I could have sworn no. Some of them were clean shots. He just was surviving the game to me. But that one that hit him on the chin at the end, that was just that damn pressure. That was
That
that.
that that was the cleanest shot you saw the entire night. His guard was down and it was a left hook that caught him right on the button. And lights was out before he even hit the canvas. His lights was out.
Okay, wait a minute. This is Santion fight. I'll probably get in trouble if I play this, huh? I'll probably get in trouble if I play this. Oh, shit. I can't even freaking find it in this damn folder.
Because even when in that third round, when he was catching him, when he was throwing all those shots, and it looked like he was about to stop him because he hurt him to the body, and it looks like he was about to stop him. Jin Sasaki was in a high guard. He had his head all the way down, and he kept putting it like trying to push his head into Junior's chest, and
Yeah,
Junior
he
kept
does do
stepping
that.
back and was throwing shots. So I mean, even those wasn't no clean shots. He was in a high guard, but it looked like he was the referee was about to stop it, and I was like,
And
no, not yet, not yet.
what round did you say that was in?
That was the third round towards the like probably like a minute left in the third round when he was getting hit with all those shots and he looked like he was about to stop him. It was like maybe a little more than a minute left in the third round.
I don't understand what the hell happened to my fight. That's crazy. Now I'm feeling some kind of way. Lordy. Let me see.
Yeah, I'm saying he was getting hit with some shots. I just say when I say clean, I mean there's no glove half blocking it and all that. That left hook, it was as clean as you can get. Junior stepped into it and it hit him right on the button. That's like the left hook that daggone AJ got caught with. I mean the right hook that AJ got caught with from Daniel Dubois. Caught him right on the button. AJ didn't see it coming. Caught him right on the button. He went to sleep in the ropes.
That's true. Okay, so look. I done found it. Let me see. We're gonna take a chance tonight. We're gonna take a chance. YouTube. This is for what is it? Education purposes, right? We gonna see what
This is for
happens.
this is for comedy purposes only. Comedy purposes only.
Okay, so what we say? You said the end of round 3. Look, I could stand to watch the whole of round 3 because that was some hellacious shit right there. Let's put me and you on here just to try to. Is there something I can put on here to make this a little bit better?
We
Yeah.
just reacting to the video. We reacting to the video.
Just reaction. Yes. Wait. There we go. Maybe I shouldn't do the sound, huh?
Yeah, take the sound out.
Or you know what else? Hold on a second. Boop boop. Yeah. Y'all in here late anyway. We're gonna put it on slow. Maybe that changes up some a little bit too. All right, so I mean, I honestly, I think I know what you mean. Um, more
Yeah, see,
glass.
he kept going into the high guard, and everything was like right off his gloves.
Yeah,
He was
like
catching them with
glancing.
shots. Yeah, but they was glancing off the gloves. Now, like I say, it was a few shots, like his jab and the body shots. Those was clean shots, but a lot of his straight rights and
Mm-hmm.
his
That was just over his head.
hooks was off the. You see, like they was coming off the gloves.
Well, that one, yeah, like I said, that one went through, but that's definitely hitting him through the guard.
Yeah, it's in them. It just glancing off the gloves. But that left hook, see, he keep ducking his head, and Junior can't get a
Yeah,
clean
that's
shot.
around. You're right. That's around. Peeling around. Peeling around. I love you. Look, I
That
told
that's
you.
when that's when it looked like he was about to stop him. That's when it looked like he
Oh,
was
this
about to
is when
stop him.
it
He kept
starts.
throwing them hooks.
Yeah, this is when it gets started. This is about the bombs is about to get dropped now. But yeah, I figured maybe if I pause it real quick and break it up, break it up. I love a guard peel though. Look at that. Get your hands down. Put your hands down. Put your hands down. Okay, so we those are glancing. Those are glancing. Here we go. Upper around. Dude is a wildling. Get your hands down. Around. Peel a guard. Oof. That wasn't clean. That wasn't clean. That was clean.
Yeah, I mean, his like I say, his glove was up there. He got robbed.
Yeah, you got rock like a mug because I think that's when I was like, oh, that's what he wanted to land all night. That's what he always wanted to land that damn overhand right. Jen, that is. See, at this point, you're already staggering, dude. I think this is where a lot of people were saying they could have stopped the fight, but to be honest, I'm
I
cool.
mean, yeah, because I mean, they could have stopped the fight. I'm glad he
Mm,
didn't
me too.
because I would have been pissed. But he still made it through the fourth round. He made it through the fourth round, and they end up stopping it in the. I mean, he ended up getting knocked out in the fifth.
Yeah,
So
he rallied.
I
Look,
don't
that's
know.
that
I
road
don't know.
rage.
Maybe Junior might have burnt himself out a little bit in that third round. And so he took the fourth round somewhat kind of light because the fifth round, Junior looked like he was stepping on it again, and then Sasaki left his guard down and he got caught with that left hook.
I think the fourth round is because remember I said when you watch it, watch how he recovers with some of these shots that I think were hitting him for sure. Now, I mean, whether it was through the guard or around the guard, it was some damn pressure behind that. And I just felt like the fourth round, like he tried to rally back. So I don't know that that B necessarily took the round
Yeah,
off. I think he was trying to make a comeback, so to speak. But this is where I'm talking about, like this full roid raging, and to some degree, I agree with what you said. Though that's that Japanese thing where they, amping themselves up or whatever. But
yeah. I mean, like I said, he got hit with some shot, but it wasn't on the button. It was like maybe the top of the head or the side of the head, he, and the forehead and things like that. It wasn't a clean shot. Like when I say clean shot, I mean right on the button.
on the
That's a
button,
clean
yeah,
shot. That's a clean. When he caught him with that clean shot, it was lights out. Now sometimes if you got enough power, you don't have to hit him with a clean shot and you still knock him out. We saw Deontay Wilder do that many times. He
mm.
ain't hit him with no. He ain't hit people with clean shots and he still knocked them out. But Yeah, I don't know if he was on something or not. I mean, we'll never know because it was in Japan, and they're gonna hide all that. They ain't gonna show that
Yeah.
their fighters was dirty.
Well, they don't have they don't even have the same requirements, I guess, and rules. That's all I'm saying. It ain't the U.S. standard, so they over there doing what they want
Yeah.
to do. Because somebody told me they do have some form of drug testing, and I was like, oh, okay, well, maybe they do, but it ain't the standard of this over here. But hell, these dudes over here popping dirty Mungia. Like, I don't know. I didn't expect the B sample to come back any damn different, to be honest with you. It's the
Man, we
same
ain't
dude.
heard we ain't heard nothing about no daggone B sample.
Yeah,
That
it
joint
came out.
happened.
It came out that it was dirty too.
Oh, it did.
Yeah, it came out. That's
Cause
what I'm like.
I ain't hear I just heard people talked about him popping dirty. I haven't heard nobody else talk anything else about it. Like when it, I mean, they pretty much kind of swept it under the rug. We ain't hear no suspension or anything.
Why Japan gonna come for me too soon? And that'll be bluff. Look, I said I wasn't gonna call him that on this live stream. Why would Japan come for me?
What did he pop? What did he pop dirty for?
Ah, shit. What was that? What was that?
I didn't
His
even hear
wasn't
that
too
much. I
good.
didn't even
I
hear
was
what he
gonna
popped
turn
dirty
the
for.
meter off. Hmm?
I said I didn't even hear what he popped dirty for. I just knew he had failed the drug test. They said he popped dirty. I didn't even hear what he popped for. Cause
Yeah.
I mean I didn't read up on it because I ain't no Jaime McGee fan like that anyway. I never really think Jaime McGee was ever that good.
Me either. Testosterone. That's what it was.
Testosterone.
Matter of fact, it was the
They
same.
gonna say,
I thought it was the same stuff they said the egg boy had. But his was some form
oh
of
Lord.
female hormone, huh? His was something else.
Yeah,
His was
well yeah,
clomiphene.
his was a female
It was
hormone and he said
clomiphene,
it was
yeah.
in his eggs.
Somebody
His was
else
in his
popped dirty
eggs
for
or
clomiphene though
whatever.
recently. Somebody else popped
So I'm
dirty for
like, hold up.
clomiphene.
So yours was in your eggs. So how did it get in the egg? That was my clue. I was trying to figure out how it got in the egg. Did they put it in
Hey,
it while they was cooking it, or was it
no.
already in the egg?
You want me to tell you how he got in there? You want me to tell you how he got in
was it
there? When I was
was
little,
it
look,
already in the egg, or did they put it in while they was
no,
cooking it? Because you know
somebody
eggs
put it in there.
come in a hard shell. They
Look, let
come in
me
a
tell
hard
you.
shell. So
When I was little, my brother he did this weird, nasty, disgusting. He took a pin and poked a hole in the eggshell on two sides, and then he sucked the yolk, the raw egg out, right?
yeah,
So that's how they got it in Connor Ben's. They just put that shit
man.
in there. They injected it deep free. They injected it.
So somebody inject they just inject his eggs. They ain't inject nobody else's eggs. They just inject his eggs.
Yeah, they just inject. Somebody went in his house, like Shakur went in.
That
Shakur went
that's
in.
about that's about. I mean
And
that.
just
I mean
ripped out them
if
certain
you believe
pages in
that,
their freaking passports.
if you if you believe that, then you definitely believe that Canelo ate some bad meat.
It was a
If you believe
targeted
that, because
attack,
I'm like,
be free. It was a
uh,
specifically
like,
targeted attack. Look, that right there, that was definitely on the money right there.
I just don't, like I said, you're not gonna tell me that these dudes make all this daggone money, that Canelo is worth $300 million and he just eating at a regular old taco stand.
No,
Man, ain't got
apparently
enough money to
he
buy.
has a chef. You know he has a chef. The chef went
I
out to
know that's
the
what I'm
dirty
saying. They like,
market.
oh, he got some bad meat from a taco stand.
The
What?
chef went out to the
Canelo
dirty market.
Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez ain't. You ain't gonna find Canelo Alvarez at no damn taco stand.
No. Hey, Steph Brown, how you doing? Human punching bag at that point. Yeah, J Man. Cause look, he just got rocked right there. Shit, that probably did brain
It's
damage
just
right
like
there in itself.
it's like daggone Hannah Gabriel. She said she was wiping some cream on her dog's
On
stomach,
the dog.
and that's how the drugs got in her system.
Look at that. That's a fight I wanted to see badly. Badly. Cause
Yeah, I
ain't
want to see
nobody ever knocked
Carissa.
Clarissa down but her. That was a good fight. That was a good fight.
Yeah.
Her and Hannah. So now I guess we'll never see it. But then shit,
I
they
don't even
tried
know
to
what's going
say
on with Hannah Gabriel.
I don't know either. I mean, I have heard before that she her and her husband like train people down there in the gym, but I definitely would have liked to have seen that part two. Cause I mean I just don't feel like there's no women out here that's doing nothing against Clarissa.
Uh,
It's just going through the
I
motions.
mean, if you I was telling Clarence the other day, we was talking about who Clarissa's gonna fight at heavyweight. I'm like, it ain't really nobody there. And he was like, they got some little Russian lady over there working out, getting ready for Clarissa. I said, dog, there's nobody there.
No,
There's
they have like
literally at
20 women or something.
26 women in heavyweight division of the women's. In the women's heavyweight division, there's only 26 women.
Like
There's literally nobody there.
I
Even
know.
at the smaller weights, the most that you get at the smaller weights is like 150 women.
Yeah, I mean,
And when
I
you
say
go,
that all the
you,
time.
you,
The whole
you
women's division has nothing on the men's at all.
yeah, you go to the men be in the thousands. They got thousands of
That's
fighters in
true.
each division.
That's true. Because when you look at that damn box rec and you be looking something names, it be like 1,238. You be like, and you
Right.
actually rank this
He's
opponent?
ranked like Jerome Busenas was ranked number 1 out of 1,786 welterweights in the world. I said 1,786 welterweights? I'm like, God, dog, that's a lot of dudes.
Thank you.
So I
So
mean, yeah.
he on
So
some kind of juice. He
it,
on some juicy juice. Juicy juice.
it just ain't that many women, and you definitely ain't gonna find a lot of heavyweight women that's fighting, because I think they got to be somewhere around 175, 200 pounds or something like that. You ain't gonna find that many big women like that fighting.
No, because look at freaking Danielle, who she just fought. I really expected her to do a little bit better, man. And then she tried to like get in like the 11th round. I was like,
I
girl, you waited to the end of the
I knew
goddamn
she wasn't
fight.
gonna. I knew she wasn't gonna win the fight when I saw her
No,
age. They said she was like 36, 37 years old. I said
she's
she's not winning
42.
this fight.
She's 42.
Oh, matter of fact, I was off. I was off by
She's
6.
42.
I was off by 6 years. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's even
but
worse. I
still,
I thought it was 30 something.
she
I knew
told me
when
as
I
well
heard the
before we had
age,
left. Hmm?
she you're not picking no old woman to beat no Carissa Shields. That's why I say right now, if Layla Ali was to fight Carissa, Layla Ali doesn't have the stamina to go
No,
12 rounds with Carissa Shields. She don't have
no,
the stamina.
absolutely
Layla
not.
Ali is around my age. Layla Ali like 50 years old.
Yeah, I don't expect to see no Layla, but at 42, she could have still did better than she did. She had a left that she throws in other fights. She didn't throw that thing to the 11th round. Like it's like she just I don't know. Maybe she was a little starstruck. Maybe she was a little star. She
No,
was
it's just I'm gonna be honest with you. When even though you might have a good punch or here and there, when you in there with somebody that's throwing a whole bunch of shots back at you and you not used to seeing that much activity, you
yeah,
kind of freeze up a little bit because you're
yeah.
not
She
used to
definitely
seeing as
throws.
much stuff coming at you. So,
Yeah,
cause she fight at heavyweight. So those heavyweight women ain't throwing a lot of shots like Carissa's throwing. They
true that.
throwing one or two combinations here and there. They might throw a jab most of the round, and then they throw a combination. Carissa Shields was stepping on the gas from round one until that fight ended. So she not used to seeing that much action coming in her face like that. So it kind of caught her off guard. So you can't really do what you normally do because you're not used to dealing with it.
Yeah.
So
To be
I just
honest,
think it was a bad matchup for her.
it's not like she really did much before that anyway. To be honest, I mean, when you go back and watch her fights, which there's only like 3, but you
Well, she
know,
only had like 7 fights or something like that.
maybe less, but yeah, maybe it is 7. And
I
one
think
of
it was like I think it was
two
only
of
like
those was
seven
the
fights she
same
had.
woman. Yeah, 2 of those was the same woman. So
Yeah.
I
So I mean, she ain't. I mean, well, then again, you think about it. She had heavyweight. Ain't number 26 women there anyway. It was 25 before Carissa got there. So you gonna fight the same person. If you got
so
30 fights at heavyweight, you gonna fight at least 3 or 4 of them multiple times.
so the woman she's about to fight, this is a heavyweight bout too. Yeah, because Clarissa can't go back down, Lord. She can't. Her booty too big.
Yeah,
Her
she
booty
ain't going back
too
down. I mean,
big. It ain't no way.
and that's why I say, and people still talking about the dad going Alicia Bungard. I said, dog, she is not going back down for no Alicia Bungard.
No, I'm sure she'd like to
She got,
put hands
she
on
got to
her.
lose too much weight. She gonna have to lose about 40, 50 pounds.
Yeah, that booty ain't going nowhere. I'm trying to tell you. She
You know
might
how
want some
hard it is for
legs.
women. It's back. It's hard enough for a man to lose weight. You know how hard it is for a woman to lose weight.
Look, the lady she's about to fight, I know. Well, I'm a woman, I know. And she's 30 now too. The woman she's about to fight ain't even a heavyweight. She's light heavy. So this chick is moving up. They just trying to get paid. They're like, fuck it, I'll fight Clarissa.
Yeah, I mean, at
I'll
that
take
point, I
that
mean, you
payday.
like, man, she the biggest name in the game. I go in there and get a paycheck. I know I probably ain't got no chance, but I'm gonna get paid.
I ain't
What's
mad
the
at
worst
her.
case scenario? She gonna beat me up. I mean, that was only Carissa
You
what
know what?
second knockout or third knockout of her career.
Or maybe third. Yeah, but that's what I was just about to say. Like, Clarissa just started sitting down on her shots. Like the her first heavyweight fight, I want to say, because before that, she had a whole bunch of slapping shots. I mean,
Yeah,
she
I
throw
mean,
her hands, but
she
she was
she
not turning in her punches over and stuff.
yeah she tried to sit down on Savannah Marshall, but it wasn't having no effect like that.
Yeah, she wasn't that. I mean, again, she throw her hands, and it's something that she does. I think is beautiful considering she fights some of these taller, bigger girls. She do that triple, quadruple jab with that double step.
Yeah,
Ah man, I'll be like, get in there, get
and,
inside,
and
Chris,
see
because she be
and see yeah
getting
that
it.
and see that's the thing. It's similar to like a Devin Haney when you're a pure boxer and you used to moving around the ring and throwing shots as you moving. You
Mm.
can't really sit down on your punches like you want to because you're so used to moving around the ring. So when you get up there and weight and you don't have that mobility as much as you did at the smaller weights, now you're able to sit down on your punches like Laura.
Mm.
Laura, he wasn't no real big puncher like that early in his career, but
Right.
as he got older, he don't have the mobility no more. So now he sits down on his punches and now he's knocking everybody out. So
Yeah, and
it's just a little bit different.
go ahead. I was gonna just say, yeah,
No, I was saying he put Danny to sleep.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. He's still punching. He's punching. He's still punching. I don't know how old is
And
Laura. Like
I told
43,
everybody that. Yeah, he 40, 40 yeah, 42.
Okay.
I think he was 41 when he fought Danny. I think he's 42 now. But I told everybody, I said, dog, he gonna put Danny to sleep. They were like, nah, Danny ain't never been knocked out. I said he gonna get knocked out today. That man gonna
He's
knock
still
Danny out.
punching.
Danny
Yeah, he's
moving up
punching.
in weight. Okay.
Plus that dude he fought
All right.
before, it was some young dude. I mean, he knocked him out. Like I was like, yeah, Laura just punching now. Shit, he got that strength still. Cause you know who just did that too is Nonito. Did you see that fight with him and Campos that just happened last weekend
Uh-uh.
down in Buenos Aires? Nonito's still punching, man. I
Nah,
mean,
I didn't. I didn't. I didn't see it. I mean, Dub Right Side called it.
mm,
But I didn't see it. And the fight ended with a clash of heads, and luckily Nonito did enough to. I mean, he won every single round because Dub had called the unofficial scorecard. They had it. The first 3 rounds was 10-9 for Nonito. And every round after that, they had it 10-10 on the unofficial scorecards. Every round after that. Up
yeah,
until I
I
think it was
heard
the eighth
they were
round that
trying
the
to
fight got
cheat him.
stopped in. I was like 10-10. I said,
Yeah,
you know what that is? They was trying to give it to the other guy, but
yeah.
Nonito was whooping his ass that they couldn't
He
do nothing but say, you
was.
know what, it's a 10-10 round.
See, here's my thing with Nonito. Like, he still has power. He has good speed. He still obviously has the accuracy and the combinations, but I don't like the damage he sustains at 42. Like, or even before the fight before, I don't like the damage he takes. And the
Yeah.
guy that he's set to fight, I forgot who that dude is, but I know I went and watched him, and man, I don't like that fight for Nonito. I don't like that fight at all. Like, shit.
And I mean, that's similar to what I see with the whole Manny Pacquiao Mario Barrio. I'm sorry, everybody calling me crazy, but I think Manny Pacquiao is gonna whoop Mario Barrio ass.
You think so?
I just got that. I got that feeling. Manny
Oh
Pacquiao is gonna whoop
shit!
Mario Barrio ass.
I don't think he
Like,
is.
cause everybody's looking at what happened to Manny Pacquiao versus Ugas and what Mario Barrio did to Ugas. But what people are forgetting was Manny Pacquiao was getting ready for Earl Spence. They put Ugas in at the last minute. I think it was like 10 days before the fight
Yeah,
happened. They put Ugas in because Earl had the torn eye retina. So
yeah,
Manny Pacquiao had to switch his game plan from getting ready for Earl to getting ready for Ugas.
you
Ugas
guys.
is a total different style of fighting.
That's true.
So it's a little bit different when you when
But
you
wait a
your
minute.
focus and your game plan is for one fighter, and then all of a sudden you change the game plan at the last minute to get ready for another fighter. It's not going to play out the way you expect it to play out
How
because
old
you
was
you was
Manny
you
though
was
then? You think Manny?
Manny
Yeah.
is he's
No.
40, he's 46.
So then that was what 2 or 3 years ago when he fought
That was
Ugas.
3 years ago.
So he was
He was
43.
he was
You
he was
you
like
think he would have beat Ugas had he
42
prepared
going on
for it?
43.
You think he would have beat Ugas had he
Do
prepared
I,
for it?
it's a possibility. I'm not because Ugas is not. He's a decent fighter, but
Mm,
he's not somebody that I say, you know what, they got to watch out for Ugas. He's not that type of fighter. He's a decent fighter, but Ugas is not a big puncher. He's that Cuban style. He's going to box you. So I mean, there's a possibility that Manny would have beat him if he would have had a full camp focusing on Ugas. There's a possibility that he would have beat him.
I don't know,
Um,
Dupree.
we'll never know because he didn't. I mean, we'll never know
That's
because we're
true.
only looking at what happened afterwards. We're looking at the aftermath, and we're like,
That's
I
true.
don't know if he would ever beat him. But I mean, we don't know because we didn't see Manny Pacquiao beat a young Keith Thurman. Manny Pacquiao was 36 years old when he beat Keith Thurman.
Thank you. Look what J Man said. Exactly. And he don't need to at 40 anything. I don't, okay, put it like this. I said this earlier. I think Barrios has been on his own kind of a decline-ish thing. Like he ain't been looking good, right? But Manny, I don't see Manny. I can't. I don't want to watch the fight, D Free. I don't want to watch it. I don't want to watch
I
it.
don't want to watch it, but I'm gonna watch it because if Manny be, I'm looking at what I saw the last of Mario Barrio. This man went in there and he got beat by Abel Ramos,
Abel
and they
Ramos whooped
gave
his
it to Mario Barrio.
ass. I like Abel Ramos anyway,
He
though.
got
But
beat up by Abel Ramos,
I
and
think so
Abel
too.
Ramos is not a he's not a top level opponent.
No.
He's another one of those guys that you consider a journeyman or a gatekeeper.
Yes,
He another one of those type of guys.
and he
But
beat.
if you're not prepared for a guy like Abel Ramos, he will beat you up.
Well, I don't. He hadn't had nothing but time and opportunity to prepare for that fight, and he still got beat, in my opinion, too. I
That's what I'm saying. I don't know because I mean, and they from what I'm hearing, there's no random drug testing for this fight. So
what?
you already know the rumors that was swirling around Manny prior to him fighting Floyd.
Yeah, because I'm one of them people that has said that about Pacquiao, and I. This is why I call Inouye little baby Pacquiao because I feel like he be on that mess too. I don't like that. I mean,
Yeah.
not that I really care about Mario Bart, but I definitely believe that Manny was on some juicy juice too. That's crazy. I don't like that. I don't want to watch the fight though. For the record, I don't want to see that. Because if Manny come out looking like a damn Superman, then who does he fight? Then he has the belt. He can fight Brian. He can fight freaking. Oh, well, the other two belts are empty now. There's nobody on them. But they are for grabs, basically. So,
My bad.
oh,
My
you
bad.
good? You good? So the excuse me, IBF. Oh yeah, Crocker and Donovan are gonna fight for IBF. Alexis Rocha is Brian Norman's mandatory next. Mario Barrios has the WBC. So okay, so if Manny wins the WBC belt, Haney would be his mandatory. And then Romero, yeah. It looked
I
like they already
don't know.
moved Broly
There's
up
a
to
lot of people
WBA.
speculating if Manny Pacquiao wins that belt, that he gonna fight Tank Davis.
Tank is leaving. He ain't fighting nobody. Shit. He need to be focused on fighting Roach. He need to get
Oh
on the
no, no,
ball.
he. I think he's focused on Roach. I think, but there's a lot of people speculating that Manny is gonna fight Tank Davis if he wins that belt.
Tank said he fighting
I
Jake Paul.
I don't know who Tank fighting. I see, like when it comes to Tank Davis, I just wait to see what happens. I mean, a lot of people speculate. I said, dog, I'm just gonna wait to see what happens because you never know who Tank gonna fight. We don't
You,
know until they make the announcement.
I know you heard about them tweets today.
Huh?
I know you heard about them tweets today from Tank.
About oh yeah, I saw them damn tweets.
He ain't gonna be in boxing much longer, D Free.
Huh?
He ain't gonna be in the game much longer.
I mean, to be honest with you, I mean, what's the point? There ain't nobody there. Everybody that moved out of the weight class that we want to see him fight, except for Shakur.
There's people there.
Everybody that we want to see him fight, the only
Oh,
person that's there is Shakur.
that's true. You're right. You're right about that. I mean, to be honest though, I'd watch him fight some other people up in there. Hey, get
I
it in.
mean, I wouldn't mind seeing him fight Shakur. I don't know if it's gonna happen. Probably
Mhm.
not. Um, I don't know if I really want to see him fight somebody like Abdullah Mason. I don't know if I want to see him fight Abdullah Mason.
I wouldn't mind it, but I ain't checking for it, kind of thing. Keyshawn
I
Davis.
Yeah, Keyshawn. I mean, he at 140 now.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. That's
Yeah,
true.
he at 140 now. So
Roach is
but
okay.
like
35.
Abdullah Mason. To be honest with you, Abdullah Mason is a good fight, but he's not gonna get credit for Abdullah Mason because Abdullah Mason is so young. And then if Abdullah Mason wins that fight, then people gonna crap on Tank Davis like Abdullah Mason is not good enough. And so it's just like that's why I said I don't really care to see the fight. If
Yeah,
they
I can
make the fight,
understand.
I'll watch it. But if Abdullah Mason goes there and beats Tank Davis, they're gonna act like Abdullah Mason is not that good and he beat Tank Davis.
How would you
When
not be that good, but you beat Tank Davis though? That's
because that they wanna try to act like Tank Davis is not good. So they're gonna put Abdullah Mason down because he beat Tank Davis. That's what a lot of
yeah.
boxing fans are gonna do.
You know,
Because for whatever reason they don't like Tank Davis, whether it's that because he has the star status that he has, or he hasn't fought the guy that they want him to fight. So they don't like Tank Davis, so they're gonna find any way to put him down, and you're gonna put him down, which means you're gonna put Abdullah Mason down because you're gonna say, "Oh, Abdullah Mason, he only got 17 fights or 18 fights. He's still a prospect." When we all know that he's not no prospect, he's a contender.
he's a contender now. I was a man now. Hey, Steph Brown, how you doing?
And
Steph,
then if,
Hey,
if
what's up,
Abdullah
family?
Mason get beat by Tank Davis, it's like, dang, you put him in there with Tank Davis, and he ain't even get a chance to get his career off the ground yet.
Steph, can you hear me?
What's
Yeah, I
up?
can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can
Yep.
hear you.
Okay. No, I'm driving back from downtown LA. I thought my Bluetooth would be on in the truck, but it's tripping. But I can hear you.
We can hear you
I can
too.
smell that Kush. Damn. Shit is live
Oh,
right now.
my Lord. Hear me?
Damn. Woo wee.
Christian
What y'all talking
Kelly.
about?
Woo. Okay, so
What y'all
I
talking about?
tell you what, we all kind of stuff, just everything. I
Oh,
want Tank
okay.
to be gone. I want him to be gone because there is movement in 35. If he would leave, I'll be good with that. It's just, after this Shakur is the pay to fight, and we see what they do thereafter. I know Zapata will fight more people. Shakur,
Yeah.
I don't know if he's gonna move up or stay there, but I want them to go on so these young guys can start
I mean,
reviving the division, man. It's
yeah,
some people in 35 I want to see.
yeah. I mean, it doesn't. I mean, it doesn't move me one way or another whether Tank leave or he stay. I'm not going to get excited either way. Um, but did you say Alexis Rosa is Brian Norman's mandatory or upcoming mandatory?
Yeah,
Who the hell did he beat? Last time I seen Alexis Rosa, he got whooped.
no, he won since then. I think twice. I'm gonna
Yeah,
check, but I think he's had two fights since then that he won.
against who?
Nobody.
Against who?
Nobody. Let's see.
Man, they ain't, Golden Boy ain't putting Alexis Rosa in there with no Brian Norman.
Nah, he gets murked off top. Like that's not
Man,
even without
Alexis
question.
Rosa go into retirement after fighting Brian Norman.
Let's see. Send somebody named, yeah, he's had two wins. He made somebody quit on the stool. Frederick Lawson. I
Hold up,
remember that. If Frederick Lawson is cannon fodder, I'm sorry. Yeah, I
hold
remember
up.
that.
You said he made somebody quit on the stool.
Frederick Lawson, yes, then it makes sense.
You
Yeah.
know he ain't good. Anytime you quit on the stool against Alexis Rosa, you know you ain't good.
Well, I don't know what's going on with Frederick Lawson. He used to be better, but I remember that he just went there and got beat up on. But that's what I said about Oscar and freaking Golden Boy. They love to put black dudes in there to get beat up by these Mexican guys and just look like trash. And that's what Frederick Lawson did. It was sad. And then he beat
But
somebody named Santiago Dominguez. So
yeah,
now,
see,
oh wait a minute, he fought Curiel too, but that was a majority draw. So he's had
see
three
what I'm saying?
fights.
He got a majority draw, but he's still a mandatory.
Because Oscar pays good money to get you in them rankings. I said that shit's corrupt.
See, it just like Oscar don't he don't know how to match make his fighters. He either put his fighters in there with guys that's too easy, or he put them in there with guys that's too hard. He don't know how to match make his fighters.
I think
Next,
he's a build a bear. I think he builds.
yeah,
He knows how to
that's what I'm
match
saying.
make.
He know how to
He know
put
what
he know
he's
how to
doing.
make his fighters look good.
Yeah,
He know
he
how to
know what
make
he's
them look
doing.
good. Like
How you feel
everybody
about
was
Zepeda?
sold on Jaime McGear and Ryan Garcia. They were sold on them two. And
Nine.
them two. I
Ryan
mean,
was
Jaime
trash.
McGear. At least Jaime did become a champion before, but Ryan has never been a champion.
I know. I know. I
And
know. And he
that
looked
man,
like
that man,
trash for real. Like he had the nastiest form ever. But
like
they
like I
love
told
him for
like I
King
told
Rye.
like I told CDK today. There's no different from Ryan Garcia and Jake Paul. There's no different. They both
According to Frank
built.
Martin, there ain't. He said
They,
that
they,
dude's
they
all for camera, all for show.
yeah, they built their fan base up off of social media. There's no difference between the two.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but Ryan has an amateur career, don't
Yeah, but I mean,
he? He just
it ain't
wasn't
that
serious
it ain't
about boxing.
it ain't that great of an amateur career.
Yeah, I'm just saying. So he was at least doing it as a child. Jake Paul just
I mean,
came.
Jake Paul got an amateur career too. He got an amateur
Really?
career. All those UFC fighters that he fought was his amateur career.
No, we talking about
That was his amateur career. The UFC fighters.
no. We
That was
talking
him
about
fighting amateur.
a true to life amateur. He ain't got no damn shit. He ain't got shit.
That's hysterical, D-Free. I like that.
Don't be egging him on, Steph Brown. He's over here talking
I'm just.
crazy.
Hey, I've
Nah,
always
Sean, that's
said that.
good because
I
you know
said
how I feel about UFC.
I've always said that about Jake Paul. I said he's using these UFC fighters as his amateur fighting. He's getting acclimated to fighting as a pro fighter by fighting these UFC fighters. And then you saw he fought a couple of actual fighters. One of them he got beat by. The other ones he beat.
Oh
So
yeah, he did. He did get
yeah,
beat.
so he got beat up by Tommy Fury, but
He was
the other guys that he fought, he beat. So
D
he
free.
using the UFC fighters by
D
he
free.
using the UFC fighters by daggone
Oh
amateurs.
God, D free, knock it off.
He did. I mean, he got beat up by Tommy Fury.
I'm saying that ain't no amateur career though, man. No, no, absolutely not. Fighting non-boxers is not an amateur career. No, no. Not
I
compared
mean,
to supposedly what, and it ain't supposed. It is what Ryan actually did.
the way they were trying to hype up Tyron Woodley, they were like, oh, you know, he used to be a fighter. He wanted to fight
He
before he
didn't.
got into the UFC. I mean, he was a boxer. They was like, he was a boxer. He wanted to box professionally before he got into the UFC, and he just became a UFC star. So they try to give credit to Tyron Woodley. I was like, dog, whether he wanted to be a boxer or not, he's never been a boxer. They were like, oh, but he still know how to box. All right, dog. Okay. He still know how to box. You know, we saw
I
what
ain't
happened. This
playing this
man got
game with
knocked
you,
out
D3.
cold.
I ain't playing this game with you tonight, sir. No, absolutely not. No.
Um,
Oh
so,
yeah, so I don't know.
but
I
yeah,
don't know
there's no
who
difference between them two.
Mr. Norman's
Yeah,
gonna fight next because Oh yeah. I did say earlier. It's 2 people, 3 people. I want to.
Well, I mean, he need to fight Devin next.
Yes,
He need to
it's
fight
3
Devin.
people. It's 3 people. Devin, Polanco, Rashidi, Speedy. Him and Speedy.
Now that fight right there, Polanca,
And
that's a good fight.
they've been
That's a hell
calling
of a
him out,
fight.
so I, I, think,
Yeah, that's
I
a hell of
think
a
that's
fight
in
right
the
there.
works,
But
possibly.
who's this
But
again?
like every
Who the names?
your whole, I mean,
Rohan,
Jaha
Rohan
Polanca,
Polanco,
Johan
and
Polanca.
Speedy Rashidi. I think it would be a good fight. And Rashidi's up there. He's number 8.
Man, Rashidi need to go sit
No,
his
no, no,
ass
no. And
down
he's
somewhere.
fighting
We ain't
tomorrow.
seen that.
He's fighting tomorrow.
Yeah, but I mean, this the first time we seen Rashidi fight since he got beat up by
No,
Dagon Villa.
he's been
That was
fighting,
what?
Jeffrey.
No, that man. Yeah, he's been fighting on Dagon. What's that?
PCL, and
OTX.
but this is a real fight in Massachusetts. He's having a real match tomorrow.
Yeah, but Speedy isn't any good,
That
man,
man,
at all.
man,
Y'all just
Alice, Alice.
some taking all the
Nah, I'm
sting
sorry.
out.
Nah, I'm
Well,
sorry.
well, who the hell? Who can Brian fight? Gilsoff?
Nah, go ahead and get that Devin smoke. Devin fucked up.
Well,
I like what
okay,
Pac-Man Tay said. He
definitely
said
Devin.
he
I
said he
said
gonna have
Devin
to
number
answer
1.
that.
But that's, I mean, truthfully speaking, that's not on Brian. That's on Devin
Yeah,
because Devin is the A side in
yeah,
that
that's
situation.
fine.
He's the A side, so he gotta. If Bill is really believing what he's saying, they gotta send
Yeah,
Brian a contract or offer, I
I
should say.
think
They
they
yeah,
gotta send
might.
him an offer.
I think they
yeah.
just making that.
I think they do.
Now,
If they can't find anyone else, or like, who is that? When Rolly becomes full-time champ and
He
he
is
turns it
already
down for whatever
right.
reason, uh, then I think they should offer Brian Norman Jr. I would love to see that. I would
It
love to
looked
see
like
that. That's a
he has
great fight.
been. It looked like Rolly's already been put at the WBA world champ.
Well, there you go.
And then the only other one
That's
is
probably Dev's next fight then.
Barrios. And then, like I said, for the IBF, Donovan and Crocker
yeah,
gonna
I mean,
have a rematch. So
oh,
we'll
Yo,
see.
if
I don't know if that's gonna be Dev. I don't know if that's gonna be Dev next fight though, because Rolly, he called out David Benavidez. He said, "I want to
man,
That
fight
ain't
David
happening.
Benavidez."
man,
That ain't happening.
man, like,
Oh, man said he want to fight David Benavidez. He said, "Man, ain't nobody calling him out. I'm gonna call him out. I want to fight David Benavidez." The dad go interview him was like, "Are you talking about Jose?" He said, "Nah, the younger brother, David."
Who is that? Who's he about to fight? He's about to fight somebody.
nah, he gonna fight Dev.
Oh, David.
I'm talking about Benavidez is.
Nah, Benavidez don't have any fights lined up. Turkey and them
Uh,
fucked that
it,
up.
nah, yeah, they pretty much
No, it's
ducking
somebody
David.
else though, y'all. I just saw. I don't know if it was yesterday.
No, I'm not talking about. I'm not talking about
No.
the Bivol fight. I'm talking about the person that he was supposed to fight. They ducking him. That
Talking
Really?
fight is
about
not
Smith?
happening.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah,
what it is.
the fight that he was supposed to. Yeah, the fight he was supposed to
Are
have
you
is not
serious?
happening.
That's
But D
trash.
Free,
Yep.
I thought David said no to that. I was under that impression. And the only reason why he said
No,
no
David
was
didn't say
because,
no.
he was pressing for the Bivol, but then Bivol ended up dropping that belt, and everyone just went separate ways, and he got elevated champ. I remember when David he dropped that on his gram or TikTok or whatever. He was saying it's not the way I want to become champ, but here it is.
Yeah.
And we haven't heard from him since.
It was
The,
Callum Smith, but yeah, I'm looking. It said he
no,
doesn't have his fight scheduled no more,
yeah,
so that sucks.
yeah. Callum Smith not fighting him.
That
I don't
sucks.
blame him. I don't blame him. I don't blame him. He get his head knocked in and then get his fans
So,
cheering for him.
what the hell is he fighting? Yeah, go get your head knocked in, Callum.
Nah, he ain't trying to do all that.
There's like nobody.
El
Anthony Yard ain't
Monstro.
gonna fight him.
He ain't trying to do all that.
Yeah, Anthony
Yeah,
Yard
no,
just
he
came out of a
ain't,
fight,
he
so
ain't
he ain't
gonna do
fighting
it.
no time soon.
Who's
Nah,
Albert
Anthony
Ramirez?
Yard got. I like me some Anthony Yard though, but he that who was that fighting Arthur was kind of a setback. It's gonna be real.
maybe he can get a Joe Smith fight.
Has Joe Smith came back to earth after his Arthur fight? He got knocked.
Ain't he in a higher weight class?
I haven't seen Joe Smith since the
Right.
Arthur
Yeah, he
fight.
got knocked to Saturn,
No,
bro.
he fought in the Arthur. He fought the Arthur fight. I haven't seen him since
Man, that
that
was like
fight.
3 years ago.
Oh yeah, he's fought since then. He's fought since then. But who
Damn,
the
Joe.
hell? Joe Smith. Ain't he is Joe Smith Jr.?
Yeah, I think he is. Yeah,
Yeah,
that sounds about right. Yeah, Davis. You know, and that's my guy. That's my number one guy, D Free. If you don't know, like, he in a tough spot, but he'll probably, he'll probably fight some type of mandatory here soon. But it won't be until like November. Around
Y'all
that
don't
time is where we
remember?
see him again.
He fought Ramirez. Gilberto.
Gilberto,
yeah.
I don't
Oh, so
like that guy. Lardo,
That was
at
in
cruiserweight.
2023, so he ain't fought since then.
Yeah,
After
he
Better
fought
BS.
Ramirez. He fought Ramirez when Ramirez was still at light heavyweight. Ramirez is at
Yeah.
cruiserweight now.
So I'm saying he ain't
Lardo.
fought because it wasn't light heavy yet.
Yeah, that was Lardo. That's the story B calls him. Lardo. Lardo. Yeah.
Well,
He's kind of like a boxer puncher now. He used to be like a hardcore come forward guy, talking about Lardo. But now he got an advantage up there. He's just a little bit quicker than some of those guys.
Yeah, I mean, they was selling him as a heavier
Right.
David Benavidez. He throws a lot of shots and things like that, but he got in there with Bivol. That man hands look
Yo, I
slow as
love
hell.
that fight. Yo, that's how he did him is exactly how he did Canelo. But that was masterclass again. Just kept that fight in the center of the ring, and every time he went downstairs, stopped him dead in his tracks.
That's why I wanted to see. That's why I wanted to see the David versus Bivol, because I wanted to see how Bivol deals with David, because we saw how he dealt with Canelo and how he dealt with Zordo. But how would you deal with a guy that's much younger than both of those
and you
guys?
know that they've been sparring partners for so long. I thought it would be interesting too to see that fight, to see how that really shakes out.
I still stand on it. I don't think none of those guys could hold David. And then, like, I think they do work against him, but like they don't win. I think David beats them for sure. He beats all three of those guys: Arthur, Bivol, and Canelo. Especially Canelo. Oh my gosh.
I mean,
nah, Canelo don't get him. Canelo won't even mention his name. Won't fight him. He won't.
Nah,
And I get it. I get it.
I don't even talk about that. I don't expect
Yeah, I
it.
know. But
Yeah,
it's
it's like,
sad because he's robbing him, to me, like Hall of Fame credentials, and Canelo just, in my words,
yeah, I mean, David might be able to get Arthur now.
nah.
He might be able to get Arthur now because Arthur is much older. But Arthur,
No,
like a
like 3
couple of
years
years
ago,
ago,
yeah,
oh,
I
I
don't
think he
know. That
stopped
could have been a
David.
draw like 3 years ago for sure.
My young bro. What's going on, Tay?
What's good with it?
How you doing?
I'm doing real well.
Did you go live tonight, sir?
Nah, I was getting ready to.
Oh, well then I'll get off because
Nah, you
here's
good. Nah, you good.
Who's
What's
that,
going on?
Pac-Man? Yeah.
yeah, that's Pat Man. Man, you missed the freaking fireworks earlier.
What happened earlier?
Marky Dan was in there talking shit about me.
Who?
Dang it. Marky Dan. Marky
Oh
Marky.
Dan.
yeah.
Yeah. It's okay. Yeah, he was going off and we was flippity flopping back and forth, but it's all good. It was
Oh,
fun
what
while
did
it
he say?
lasted. Huh?
What did he say?
Just that he felt like Brian ducked, of course.
What?
They all be saying. Yes, 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 yes.
You should have referred him
I'm
to
hearing a
K's
whole bunch
live
of
the other
stuff.
day, a couple days
I'm
ago,
hearing a whole
yesterday.
bunch of stuff. Hey,
You know what's crazy? Here's the thing that people don't understand. They can say he ducked and all that shit, right? The fight was never going to happen to begin with.
D Free said that, I believe.
It was never going to happen to begin with. Number one, to even have a negotiation with Brian Norman, he had to pay a step aside fee for negotiations to the IBF,
Mm.
and Eddie never paid it. So all that in
Oh,
the
for Karen.
right, all that was just talk.
I know Eddie was playing everybody. I do know that.
They were
So
just
it
using
wasn't never going
Brian's
to happen to
name there,
begin
huh?
with.
We owe Night Owls Copper salute. Yeah, I'm telling you, that's what I was telling Marky. I was like, Eddie played people, and I don't understand how people don't see that. But so everybody
It
don't
was
get it.
never going to happen, man. That's the catch 22. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really understand what it's all about anyway. I ruffled a couple of their feathers today anyway. You know what I'm saying? So
You stay doing that.
yeah. I mean,
You
shit.
know what I wish. I excuse me. I wish that Brian Senior, when Eddie said we're going to give you 1.7, I wish Brian Senior would have said, okay, we take the fight, just to see what Eddie and them would have did.
But you know what he said? I don't know if y'all missed it or not. He said we'll take the 1.7, just move the fight.
That's what I
No,
said
I'm
earlier.
just. Yeah, I don't even care if he told him to move the fight. If he would have just said, okay, we'll take the 1.7, I wanted to see what they would have done.
And they
I
couldn't
want
have
I
done
would I would
anything.
have. That's what I'm saying. So I wish he would have just said, you know what, we'll take the 1.7. We wanted more money, but you ain't trying to give it, so fine. We'll take the 1.7 just to see what Eddie and them would have done. Because according to Bozy and Jerron, they was focused on the Karen fight. They wasn't even worried about Brian Norman. They like, man, we fighting Karen.
That
I
and
don't
that
know
and
what
that's
they was like. They don't know what Eddie's doing.
and that's another thing. That's another thing. Even when that was said, Brian Norman and Bozy had already texted each other, congratulating each other, saying, because everybody knew that they was gonna try to put them two against each other. They was talking in the background, pretty much. Bozy was like, "Y'all do y'all thing, we gonna do our thing." So it wasn't even no discussion until Eddie came in the picture.
I don't know. I mean, I told a lot of people that Eddie was just trying to draw eyes to the current fight. Um, it wasn't ever going to happen. According to Bozy, they was preparing for Kern. According to Jerron, he was preparing for Kern. So Eddie was just trying to draw eyes to the fight because they knew that the people didn't want to see him fighting no Kern again because they didn't like the first fight that he had with Kern. So they didn't want to see that fight again. So he was just trying
Right.
to draw eyes to the fight.
And
But
that's
why?
exactly
But why besmirch somebody else's name? And that's the whole point I was making the whole time. He was just trying to. He was dragging Brian's name through the mud, knowing all this stuff. Though that's my problem.
Uh,
I
Too
mean,
much information.
he tried to bait Stanionis and Mario Barrio into the same thing, but they wasn't going for it. They was like, nah, because he had sent the offer to them first, and they was like, "Nah, you're not sending enough money."
Well,
Because I think
you
he
want to know what's
sent Mario
crazy?
Barrio like $2 million
1.5.
or something like that.
He sent a 1.5 and he sent Stanionis 1.7. What people don't know, Stanionis turned down the offer.
Before he took
Yeah,
this final
they
offer,
both
right?
Yeah,
they
That's
both
what
turned
I
down the
thought.
offer.
That's what I said. But I heard it was 2 million.
Yeah,
I heard
yeah,
what's his name say that himself. Eddie said he offered Barrios and standing on his 2 million, and they declined. That's what I
no, he
heard
didn't
him
offer
say.
them
yeah,
no 2 million. It was 1.5. It was 1.7.
Oh, well, then he freaking lied. But Eddie said that out of his mouth.
Exactly, he be
yeah, he
lying.
did. Yeah, but they Stanionis wasn't about to take this fight with Jerron Ennis this time around, but Jerron Ennis ended up giving some of his money to Stanionis to make the fight happen.
Why
And
didn't he just
you
come
want
to
to know what else is
Brian?
crazy? You want to know what else is crazy? He said he offered Barrios, but guess what? Eddie knew that Barrios and Pacquiao had been signed since October of last year.
Mm.
Come on, man.
I was like, Boots want these
Wait, say that
unification
last part
fights,
again, Tay. I missed that.
so he's gonna do what
I
he
say
gotta do
he
to get the
said he offered
unification fight.
Barrios, but Eddie knew, man, listen, Eddie knew that Barrios was already off the table. Number one, he knew Barrios was off the table because Barrios and Pacquiao had been signed since like September, October of last year.
That's crazy.
Not surprised.
That's a long damn time. Okay, so how much did Stanionis make on that fight with Boots?
I think it was over 2.2.
I think yeah, it sounded like two something.
Now
It was
see,
like two
Marky
something.
sat up here and argued with me up and down that he only got paid 1.8. I said no, he got more than that.
He
He
got more
got
than
he
that.
got the two
No, he
And
got
million
more than
that
that
Jerron
he
because
Boots
wanted.
Boots
took a pay cut.
Gave some of his money.
Why didn't
Jerome
he do that
Ennis
for
took a
people?
pay cut. I think it was like 500,000.
He didn't do that. He didn't do that for Brian Norman because they wasn't fighting Brian Norman. They was fighting Kern. They didn't know nothing about what Eddie was doing.
I do kind of remember
They didn't
that
know
being
nothing
said,
about it.
but
Bozy came out and said it. He said, I didn't even know they was
you know
negotiating
what,
no
D3?
Brian Norman fight. We was getting ready
You
for
know what,
Kern.
D3? I kind of don't believe that to some degree. And the only reason why I say that, and because Marky even tried to say, oh, they didn't know. Then why was Bozy and Boots talking shit about Brian and saying he's not a good fighter? Like all that shit, like I don't know. The way they was acting at that
About
press
you said
conference,
why did Bozy
why was he talking shit about them? I mean, and that could be fallout. It could just be fallout from after all the mess that happened. But
Nah, he
you
know
said why
Brian got
Bozy
that
and Boots
smoke
said,
for him.
you said why Bozy
That's
and
why
Boots
he
said what?
talking a gang of shit.
No, I mean
they were
you can
talking shit about Brian. They said he ain't a good fighter and
no,
all
that
that
was
stuff. And
because
it's like,
that was that was after Brian Sr. had talked about Boots. That was after Brian Sr. talked about Boots, and then they came out and said what they said about Brian. But if you because you can go back to the interview that we did with Brian Norman, he said no. He said I've already talked to Bozy, and Bozy said they were focused on Kern. They didn't know nothing about what Eddie was doing. That's what came out of Brian Senior mouth. We did an
I
interview
remember
about
hearing
it.
that, and I remember hearing that from I think it was Boots or Bozy though. I thought it had gotten out into the news. I'll just say that I don't remember hearing Senior say it, but
The
I believe
the
just a
the
man.
Virgil fight, yeah, the Virgil fight. No, they knew about the Virgil fight, but they gave him a 3-day window. They said you gotta sign this contract in 3 days, and he was like, man, I'm not going to 54. I'm trying to unify the belts at 47. And then that's when he made the Stanionis fights right after that.
I
They
said I
gave
ain't
him
gonna talk
a
about
3-day
Boots.
window. Now, but as you know, now he's at 54, and Virgil said he got to wait in line now.
Yeah,
Now
true
My
that.
thing is
he got
this.
to wait in line.
You said he is a video clip where he was saying people talking crazy, like I can't make 47, people saying I was weight drained and this and all that. And then he goes and said, I make weight easily. I was on weight a couple of days before the fight.
Yeah, I'm about to share that with you right now.
Because I'm getting ready to actually make a video. I was thinking about making a video, but I might just go live. Because doing all that, I might just just go live and talk about it. Because can't nobody tell me that it looks funny and it looked like he ran. It does. Because
he's never beaten a champion before. He was the interim IBF.
Hold on, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you good. Go ahead.
I'm gonna find that part though.
Norman not good. They just that shows what he really.
Your waist, is it more belts or is it move up?
We're gonna see what's next.
Is becoming undisputed though part?
We'll see. Like I said, we'll see. Let me enjoy this victory. Chill with my fam and talk to my dad, my team.
There's so many names I want to call out, but I'm not going to do it.
Hold on, because I had to dig for that one, Tay. I had to dig for that one. They tried to hide that of Boots saying that shit, but I got it. I got it somewhere.
Yeah.
Y'all can go and find it.
Tay, real quick question for you. You've met Eddie, right? You've had words with him, right?
Yeah, I met him for the first time, and I confronted him in Saudi Arabia.
Oh wow! I think I remember you saying that on those lives late last year. Okay, yeah. Just curious. Seems like a liar. Dang.
And is. You could just listen to what the hell he says and pick it apart.
I saw Eddie a long time ago.
Eddie have always been a liar.
Yeah, but like 2 years ago, like 2 or 3, it's probably like 3 or 4 years ago now that I think about it. I saw him, Eddie that is. He was, I'm a big Bloomberg News fan. He was on Bloomberg and he was getting interviewed by some interviewer and they asked him flat out, they're like, what is your job? Like, what do you do? And he was like, I'm a promoter. And they're like, okay, what does that exactly entail? Well, can you tell us? And he's like, my job, he was like, I'm supposed to make my guy look good.
He's never beaten a champion before.
Make the opponent look bad. He was like, basically lie on the other guy. That's what he said. Live TV. I wish I could find that clip. It's on. I think it's Aaron Burnett, something like that. But that tripped me out. I was like, no way. I was like, and since that moment, I was like, well, shit. I'm not surprised on what Eddie does, man. AKA lie. He said it right then and there. Told the world.
Here we go, right here. Right in here.
Just wanted to try.
Have nutritionists be careful.
I talked to my dad, my team.
Hold on, Steph, mute your mic.
My bad.
It's okay.
Call out, but I'm not going to do it.
I make weight easy. I'm at weight right now. That's just. I think that was like kind of like maybe that was like holding me back. That second
day away.
Yeah,
I hope a lot of guys.
I was doing that for 3 years.
Yeah.
I'm 20 years.
You're
old.
a big guy.
Yeah.
Have you had to have nutritionists be careful for the day after?
No, this is my first time having a nutritionist.
Really?
I feel. Yeah, I've been doing everything on my own. This is my first camp. I had nutrition. I feel great.
What
feel regular.
What inspired you to kind of do that?
I just wanted to try something new. Mm-hmm. To see how my body feel, how my body react. I feel great. Like I said, I'm weight right now. I'm about to go eat when I get done. Making 147 it's not a problem for me. It's like I don't know what people be talking about. People be talking about something because I said might about going to 154. That was only because if I don't get these champions, then maybe I will. Like I told you earlier, if I say I might come to a party, that means I might come. If I don't show up, I didn't show.
Come on now.
I make weight easy. Yeah, I remember. That's what I'm saying. I kept telling people that damn clip is. But it is what it is. Dude, he's gone. It's water under the bridge at this point. There's nothing you can do to change that shit. But don't act like you didn't say that shit. That's what I was saying in the beginning. I didn't want to talk shit about Boost, but I went out and found that one.
That's what I'm saying. See, it's crazy because I never talk shit about Boots or anything. You know what I mean? But like, and even when I did that, one person who we all know for a fact kept it 100 on sparring and about the whole situation is Cornflake. When I interviewed Cornflake, Cornflake specifically said he said, you know, I think Boots will win. Cool. I don't have no problem with anybody saying that, right?
Mm-hmm.
He kept it 1,000. He said, you know, it's on my channel. You know what I'm saying? It's on my channel where Cornflake talked about it. You go to the hour mark, and that's when we get into it. You know, and he, you know, and you know, you got guys like YSM and shit like that. And one thing about that is those Boots guys. And what's crazy to me is Norman Sr. has sent him everything that has pertained to that fight with them two names attached. But yet, what does he do? He still continue to make content as if he don't know what really going on. Instead of, you know, like, okay, well, what about this and what about that? No, he ain't gonna. He gonna go what helps his narrative, right? So when you got people like that, it's gonna be hard to get through people, especially with a guy like Boots. You know what I'm saying? People gonna believe what they want to believe. You know what I'm saying? So, man, at the end of the day, he said that, and he fought literally right after Brian Norman Jr. I think with a week and a half, a week and a half or 2 weeks, it wasn't no offer from them at all. Now, when Eddie came and trying to talk about let's make a fight happen, it was all the Jen Sasaki fight was already signed.
That's what I was telling him. And I think Eddie was doing that in order to get ahead of the game before Brian got paid more. Because everybody want to always run around talking about how much. Well, he only got paid 100,000. That's irrelevant in the first place. He's a champion, and if he wants to negotiate, he should be able to freaking negotiate for more money.
That's it. But you know, hey, people gonna say what they want to say, things and that's totally fine. But you know, it's crazy because again, you got they talk about the Boa Chica fight. Then YSM go and interview Boa Chica. I mean, Boa Chica, and Boa Chica say he can't punch, right? But then you got Cornflake, who's on my channel, who said the total fucking opposite. You know what I'm saying? So you only gonna create and push your own narrative. That's my problem with these Philly people and fans. If y'all gonna tell the whole thing. Don't just tell one side because you're listening to one person. That's my thing.
And they finding everybody to say he ain't got no punching power and all this crazy mess. Yeah, they be doing too much.
Shit, I know firsthand experience.
Right. Hey, another question actually for you. Because we brought up Cornflake, and I remember that was a good interview. I enjoyed that. That was.
Appreciate it.
What was I gonna say? How often does that happen where guys from different weight classes, be sparring like that? Because Cornflake said he sparred both of those guys, and I'm correct me if I'm wrong. It could have been some time ago, but they could have been at lower weights or just entering 147. I know Boots has been at 47 for almost 4 years now, and Cornflake, he was a middleweight that whole time, and he fought at 68
Cornflake
recently.
was 154 pounder. He still the thing about Cornflake is he's still a 154 pounder. It's just that he never got another chance at a belt, at a title at 154. So yeah, he got a title shot to fight Jamal at 168. And he said that. He said, even Caleb Plant dude came up to 168. And he was going up to 168. That's what those guys do. Again, if you look at Boot's record, all those guys came up from 140.
Right.
Olympians came up from 140. Romain Villiers, that was just his second fight at 47. His first fight at 47 was against Rashidi Ellis.
Yeah, I went and looked at that.
He was at one. Custio Clayton came up from 140. All these guys, Thomas Delorme come up from 140. All these guys coming up to fight him. But then they want to diminish what Brian Norman just did against guys who's been at 47 and ranked higher than him, and except for the WBO because he is the champion. The ring had Sasaki ranked higher than him. Box rate had him ranked higher than him.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
So what are we talking about? You know what I mean? You diminishing him, and that's why I tell people to look at fights, because if you knew anything about Sasaki, you already knew what the fuck was gonna happen. All you do is just watch the film. But you mean to tell me you got all these guys in the ranking system, but you ain't watching no film? So that makes me believe these guys in the ranking system is not really watching film and not really assessing as well.
Or they just being uber biased like they do be, and just saying any old thing because they're man fans. That's just what I be thinking. Everybody getting booted. It looks like. Everybody getting booted.
What happened?
It's sometimes it's like this restream be tripping. It be booting people off on their phone.
Oh yeah.
Nah,
Yeah.
I got a phone call. That's my bad. I couldn't get back in.
Well, I don't know what's happening to D Freedom, but I
So
think that's,
you mean to tell me after that fight he was talking about going up to 154, and he said in the ring he'll accept the fight. He would accept the fight to go fight Virgil Ortiz at 154. Turned it down and said he want to become undisputed at 147. Then, all right, cool. But between that time, he had no fight lined up or anything. Tio was calling him out, saying his name. He turned on the fight with Tio.
I didn't think that was real anyway.
But he said, he turned down the fight with Tio. Why you turn the fight down with Tio? But in that same sentence, Eddie was trying to make a fight with Brian Norman, and Brian Norman told him, after I get done with this fight, we can do it. Mm-hmm. We can negotiate. We could talk about it, but I don't want to talk right now.
Yep.
But you going up to 54. So what was the use of Eddie trying to lock in a fight if he already knew he was going up to 54?
I'm telling you, that I think that was to smear Brian's name.
That's what I'm saying.
But and to make their moving up a little bit less, where people is jumping up.
It's over shit. He going up to 54 to fight who? Because he still don't have a fight right now.
But you know what? It's funny that you say that, Tay, because on that YSM interview, he said he wants to fight as soon as possible. He don't want to have to wait. And that's what I was just telling them. You've had times where you didn't fight for almost a year. And I'm not saying that's you should have to, but he would October. He couldn't wait till October to fight B. He could have waited to fight
B. That's the funny part. He said he don't want to wait to fight. You still gonna have to wait to fight. What are we talking about?
Only thing I said that I do agree with, Tay, is the fact that when I think about how he looked before that fight, he looked emaciated. And when I think about fighters like him or Devin looking like that, so for that reason, I'm not mad. It's like, whatever. Brian will be fine. He got people to fight. But don't. It's just the fact that they did a whole smear campaign. That's what.
That's what I'm saying. You didn't have to diminish this man to stand your ground or whatever the case you wanted to be, or whatever you wanted to be, or whatever you wanted it to come to fruition, or whatever the case may be. You didn't have to do that. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So the Philly fans, people mad at me because I was on Champ side yesterday, and I was like, if the fight had got made, I would have dropped the footage. And So they mad at me. They were like, "Oh, drop the footage," but the fight didn't get made, so it ain't no use. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's only two people who ever told the truth about what happened in that the sparring sessions that they were at. Even Cornflake has said, it would be competitive, and he said he didn't. He don't. He also said that he don't think the fight would go how people think it would go, but he thinks that what I'm saying, Boots would win. That's what he said.
I remember him saying that. Mm-hmm.
And the trainer I talked to was fucking Breadman. You know what I'm saying? He told the truth. He was just like, I think Boots win the fight. He said, yeah, Brian Norman held his own. You know what I mean? But all this other shit these niggas talking about, he stopped, he dropped him with a body shot. Y'all not gonna tell how it was a low blow?
The Quadrille Albright.
Okay, so
I got up off my couch. Yeah,
and I really like Quadir. I really like him, and I don't have nothing bad to say about Quadir. Just like he put out the footage, you know what I'm saying? Just like he put the footage out of him, the highlights of him sparring Brian. What did Senior come back and do? Put out the real shit.
Put out the real one.
You know what I'm saying? So
I don't appreciate it. It's not like I dislike Quadir. I like Quadir and Nair, but it's just like, quit capping, quit doing this, because it makes me feel a certain way about the Boots in the camp. That's just, but I shouldn't put that on them. That's just these dudes.
I like Quadir. I think he can be something. Like, I really do. I like that motherfucker for real.
I watched his last fight. I paid for that. I watched Quadir. I like him. I'm just saying I don't like the mess that they keeping up though. I don't.
That's my point. Like, they keep keeping up mess. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. Like, yeah, like I say, some dude put it on Twitter or whatever like that. And that's cool, that's fine. But at the same time, people only regurgitating what the most of the Philly niggas are saying. Of course they gonna say that, you know what I mean? That's their guy. They supposed to, you know what I'm saying? But in doing that, keep it a stack though.
Yeah, be real though.
Because it ain't no reason why you got a coach keeping the 100, you got a fighter keeping 100, but everybody else seem to be like, no, that ain't what he stopped him. He gonna beat that boy. If he gonna beat him, why y'all want to see the fight?
Yeah, just let it happen. That's why I said they be man fans, and it, it's fine to be a supporter and a friend and all that, but let the shit ride out. Let it play out.
That's all I was saying, man. So, how they trying to play that now is, before the fight, they was, all the Boots fans were saying, this is a dangerous fight for him. He should have just took the money he was offered. It was gonna be more money he making over there, which is a lie.
Hearing that shit.
Then it was this dude can punch. Brian Norman, he ain't no big puncher. Like, it was just a whole bunch of shit. You know what I'm saying? Why keep smearing his name? That's my only thing. Why keep smearing his name for the benefit of y'all liking?
I don't think people understand it and how it makes them look, but they don't really care at the end of the day. They don't care how they look. I think that makes them look like they're afraid for their guy to get in there and put it on the line with.
Well, there's no way that you can take away from what Brian Norman has done. Number one, when he fought Jen Sasaki, Jen Sasaki was number 2 in the WBO, number 6 in the ring, and number 3 on box rec.
They already smearing him
before he fought him. Cuevas was ranked in the WBO before he fought him. Centennial was ranked in the WBO. All these guys was top guys. They actually fed Brian Norman to Centennial. They sure did. They didn't know how they thought it was gonna go.
Even at the Quentin Randall fight, that was a setup fight to try.
And I was at that fight. I was at that fight.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say it was a fit-up fight. The nigga, Quentin Randall kept the talking and saying he wanted to fight. So shit, Norman Jr. made it happen.
And right then, I don't understand why people didn't see he ain't afraid to fight no dang body. But I do still realize, I feel like Top Rank has been consistently, and I said that earlier in the live, They've been trying to set Brian up to lose consistently, still, even with this Jen Sasaki fight, because they thought he could beat Brian as well. But it ain't
That's
happening yet.
crazy.
It ain't it with his wildling ass. He ain't beating up nobody with himself. Beating up with
There's no
himself.
way you can tell me in the last 3 fights you haven't seen Brian Norman not only get better, but
Absolutely.
believe in himself. Not saying believe in himself, but the confidence come back with both hands, knowing he got both hands to go to war with.
Yes, sir. Agreed. I've seen it.
I can't
I've
disagree at
seen it.
all. I've been
Tay,
saying
it's made me a bigger fan of him, bigger fanatic of him. Watching him progress and get better.
fight like in 3 fights for sure, but even before then, like I said, if you go back before when all the so-called real shit talking started, he was still a decent fighter before that. He fought that one fight with the broken hand.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
I
And this
remember
was
that. Off
before
slow.
Quentin Randall.
Yeah.
I don't know
No,
if people
no.
knew his hand was jacked up because he was still punching.
Both of his hands was jacked up.
But
And I gotta
nobody
say
was
this part,
watching him then, Tay. Nobody was watching him. But now, yeah. I'm gonna shut up.
I gotta say this part too. Salute Top Rank. I've seen everything because of that with Brian. His whole progression, all of Top Ranks. I remember when his first matchup. I remember when he got signed. Everyone's like, oh,
Him and Polanco.
yeah, and then his first outing it was subpar, but it was okay, and then the next one same thing, and the next one after that was kind of iffy again. But then he's just like I said, he's just getting better and better and better.
You want to
And
know something right there? Not even cut you off. Want to know something?
what's
What's
up?
funny about that? I was telling people to just be patient, simply because when he came to Top Rank, he had already had his first fight at Top Rank. He was already off for a whole year.
Right, right. And didn't he take a little more time off after that first fight again? And then he
No,
kind of got the ball rolling.
I think it was after the second or third
Yeah,
fight
yeah. It took some more time. I remember.
because he got the
And
hand fixed.
yes,
That's when
yes.
he first came on your channel, and I saw him because he had just either he was just about to go get it fixed or he had just came back, like literally just had it operating on 2023.
Yeah, I think that was
So
20.
2023 was when that was after the Boa Chica fight.
Oh
Mhm.
no, because 2023 he fought Coria. I seen Campos. The Campos is the one I think where his hand was broke. For sure, because we were watching on your channel. I think you were calling, and you were like, "Is something wrong with his hand?" But he was still punching with it.
Right.
2021, he fought Junko, and then he was off till 2023. Yeah,
Hey Tay, he's looking in phenomenal shape, man. I remember just dating back to that Top Rank debut. He was a little I don't want to say flabby, but he definitely has he's shredded now, man. He looking the part. He
they
looking
out here trying to
dangerous.
say he needs to be drug tested. I heard Tim Bradley say that shit.
Well, really? I didn't hear.
Yeah,
Thank
His
God
first
for all
fight with
that.
Top Rank was in January 2023. That's exactly right.
okay, Coria, Rodrigo Coria. So
Can't believe that.
had you heard that Tay about what Tim Bradley said something about he needs to get tested?
That's messed. Maybe he said that
Who, who need to get tested?
like
Brian. Now people are out here
Talking
saying
about on that video he just dropped.
I haven't seen it yet.
You talking about on
I
the
just heard people saying
yeah, I seen
I
it.
heard people saying
I was seeing what he was saying, but how okay, get tested by who and like who? Because again, these guys was ranked higher than him. What is he
that
talking
he's
about? What is he saying?
doping. They're saying he needs to get tested. They think he's doping. That's what I was hearing before I heard that it was Tim Bradley that started the shit. He needs to get drug tested.
Nah, I ain't I ain't hear him say that.
That's what somebody had said in here earlier, but I had already seen it in a chat earlier, and I was like, "Get tested
nah.
for what?"
But
He's
you know
not.
what, Shower? Then I think about it. Not. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. You too, Tay. I feel like we don't hear, or I mean, I know that there are some using it, but you don't hear a lot of American fighters get caught for doping, even though that they do. Besides Ryan Garcia's punk ass, but someone like a Brian Norman, like you don't hear about guys like that doing stuff like that.
Boy.
All natural.
Exactly.
So
Listen, man.
mhm.
Listen. I've been hit by it before. I know. Multiple times, like we over the years, we sparred over 100 times over the years. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
What he did to Cuevas and knocked him out with a jab, I've seen him do that before.
Hmm.
That left hook that he just threw the other day, I've seen him do that before. It's nothing that he's doing. I'm not gonna say amazes me, or it definitely amazes me, but it doesn't surprise me because I've seen it before.
Hmm. That was you saying that he's putting down some of our favorite fighters.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's funny you mentioned that because first I got wind of his name is when he was putting down Terrence, and as an Errol fan at the time, that was exciting me. So I was like, "Who's this Brian guy?" Then I hear about Errol bringing him in.
Yeah. And what's funny about him and Bud sparring, that shit was literally within the same week he's first sparred Boots.
That's crazy, man.
This
Wow.
damn milk dud head jackass. Yeah, he talking shit. I don't hear I don't hear him calling him saying he's on doping or whatever, but he talking shit. Tim Bradley's always talking, man. God dang, he's always talking.
He did a video the other day congratulating Brian
Now
Norman
he's talking
Jr. and
shit to him
Senior.
in this one. Look, I'll just play it. I don't know if y'all can hear it, but I'm gonna play it.
Y'all better stop. Hey, look, great performance tonight today. I should say
Oh no, he was talking good about him.
He's talking to who?
He was talking good about him, but he was just like, "Stop calling out Boots because you had
Yeah,
your
this is
time,
it.
or you ducked, or some shit
Yeah,
like that."
this is it then. Cause he's talking more shit than he just said. He said that congratulations and he commenced to talking crazy. I'm gonna leave that alone. But all this people saying that he's dope and he needs to get tested and all this shit. I'm like, y'all just be saying anything, man. I'm tired of people doing. What's random testing? Okay,
Yeah. Y'all gonna make me crank up alive, man.
if you do, I'll just move on over. Hear you talk.
Go alone.
Yeah. I'll just move over and listen to you talk.
No, I was talking about Tim Bradley. He
He
needs to
needs
leave it alone.
he needs to leave the dope alone.
He needs to leave it alone. Oh man. Damn
I
it.
don't know what's. I don't even care what the hell Tim Bradley says. He's really trying to hang in here. He's really trying to hang in here because he's about done.
He's got a channel.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I say. He's trying to hang in here. He's trying to boost up his numbers for his little YouTube channel because that's what I believe anyway. Ain't nobody messing with Tim Bradley shit. Well, I don't know. If you find it, Tim, Steph, your phone is chopping. It's chopping up.
Oh yeah, I can hear it. 1 second.
Oh well. You gonna go live, Tay?
Yeah, I'm trying to load up some stuff right now. I'm trying to get this video on here.
Take your time, because while you do that, I'm gonna make sure I can get my little closing. Cause I be fumbling.
Oh, all right, it's all good.
I be fumbling trying to.
I like your shorts lately, Shaw. So
My little breakdowns. I'm trying to get a standard going. Oh, the shorts.
yes.
The shorts.
Yeah. And all your designs in the background and stuff.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to get a standard tired of trying to put slap stuff together because that editing be kicking butt, man. Videos.
Man, I'm telling you, right?
Yeah. And if stuff start happening in the house, it'll take all day. It'll take all day.
I already know.
I'll be trying to figure out how to make the video shorter anyway. Cause I'm working. I'm getting better. I'm getting better.
Oh, that shit gonna come, man. I just hate doing it. That's all thing be me. I just hate doing it.
I do too. That's why I say for the breakdowns, I just have I'm trying to just have a standard. I'm trying to keep it to a certain amount of minutes. I have one background I'm gonna use for all of them. Yeah, and then when I want to take the time to do extra stuff, I'll just I'll do that. It's easier to just hit this damn button and go. It really is. So it's all good.
Tay, you plan to be out there in Kansas to support Deontay?
Yeah, we leave on Monday.
I'm going to.
Word. That's right.
I
I
got,
remember you saying.
But I probably won't. Well, I probably won't leave until like Tuesday night or Wednesday morning.
oh shit! I ain't flying to the day of the damn fight. I'll get there that afternoon, and then I'll drive back the next day. But I finally got my ticket situation. I sent him a message on IG in all caps this time, and I was like, "Y'all are doing really bad business. You don't have no contact information." This dude called me out of no. I don't know how the hell he got my phone number, but he's like, "Yeah, this is a global combat." I was like, "How do you get my whatever?" I was like, "I need my ticket. I need you to email me my damn ticket." Man. So I got it.
What did you say?
Oh, that he was sorry. He was trying to sell me more tickets. I was like, "No, ain't nobody else coming. It's just me, and I want the ticket that I paid for." Like,
Right.
oh yeah, we're sorry. We're sorry. I'll send it to the right email. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, I didn't want to have to get to that door and be trying to send a copy of a freaking thing off my computer. Man, look, I'm happy. I'm in the building. And Queen and Junior the Truth.
Oh, they gonna be there?
Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
That's word.
Yeah, it should be.
that's
Yeah,
dope.
give them both my love. That's what's up.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
do that. I'd be happy to squeeze their neck for you.
Yeah.
What happened to the good mustache there, Steph?
I've been working out in Fontana. It's getting hot. I'm about to go bald, man. Shave all off. It's too hot for all that.
That's the little stomping grounds I'd be at when we go. Fontana.
It's the summer. Yeah, my shop's out there, Shawa.
Is it?
My mentor gave me his old shop out there. All the welders, everything I need. So I do most of my business out that way.
Um, can I get my semi to your shop without
Yeah.
a trailer?
What do you know? It's an old mechanic shop.
Get out of
So
here. I
we
can
have
come
all
visit you, man.
that stuff in there. Yeah.
Stop it. I had to come visit you then, Steph.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Yes, ma'am. Please do. We can help you out. Yeah.
Wait a minute. Let me help you out. What you
Mhm.
do?
Well, I mean, like, if you're gonna make a stop, fresh or detail and all that kind of good stuff. Like I said, they have like, what am I trying to say? Like, there's a section for all those 18 wheelers to come do their thing and
I
park.
just wanted to know if I could fit in there so I could come say hello.
Oh, well, yeah, that too. More than having. Yeah, or go by Baker's and get a burger.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, my husband loves burgers, man.
Yeah,
That's his favorite thing. It ain't mine so much, but hey, I'll eat
yeah.
one.
All right, all right, all right. I do plan on being at the meet and greet this summer though in Vegas.
Do you? Are you
Yeah.
going to?
Am I
Mm-hmm.
going? It's in Las Vegas. It's like the first week in August, right?
Yeah, it's like August
Yeah,
10th, right? Something like
it's
that.
it's the death time in Vegas.
That's not bad. That's not bad. That's actually not bad.
Yeah, I remember going out there. It was like 120 degrees on time. I thought I was gonna die visiting my homegirl.
It's always that hot.
It is.
I only need like 2 days out there before I'm ready to go home, man. Like, yo, yeah, we gotta get that to Sin City, man. This shit's
Yes,
crazy.
the 8th and the 9th thing.
8th and 9th.
So you got your ticket already, Steph?
Yeah, I don't
No.
know.
Okay.
Not yet. What's
I
that
said, I
promo
don't
code?
know.
I need to go watch somebody's episode.
Shower.
Is that what it is for real?
That one will get you $5 off. Yeah, yeah,
All
yeah.
right. Cool. No, I support.
Let me see. Eventbrite. There you go. I will put the link in the chat.
Sweet.
Man, what the hell? I'm trying. My computer tripping.
Mine was before I got on. Like it was even when I did my intro, it was lagging. And,
It's a lot of bandwidth.
I got a lot of crap up into, but usually it still runs fine. I probably got too many damn fights downloaded, then bogged down this computer. Fights and pictures and crap.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back and watch Brian one more time. I enjoyed that fight.
Yeah, we were watching it on here.
He looked like he was having fun. He was just doing his
Man, I
thing.
might have to turn my computer off and
Restarted.
yeah.
Control Alt Delete.
Okay.
Because I just saved some stuff on my computer, but it's not coming up now.
Did it just get redirected to another area? Maybe. No.
No, it ain't never did this before.
You
For like trying to go to my downloads, but my downloads not coming up.
you got an actual PC or a laptop?
No, this is my laptop
Okay.
here. Yeah, let me go ahead and log off and try to fix this
Okay.
thing.
Well, if you go live, I shall be in there.
All right.
We shall all be in there. Can you link your can you link
I
your
see the link there.
channel?
See, I'm
Before
trying to,
well, I'll
damn,
link
man.
this. I'll link your channel.
I want to know why it's not coming up.
Which one you gonna be on?
Let me see if I can say save image. Let's see.
Tay, which one you gonna be on? Pac-Man ATL or the other?
Pac-Man ATL.
Pac-Man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying. Let me see if this works.
All right. I'll just put your link in the chat. If you go live, y'all go subscribe to the great brother Tay.
It's not coming up. That's crazy.
There you go. Okay. I'm gonna have to boot both of y'all off because I'm getting off so I could go, I'm an old lady. I gotta use the restroom, get it to the drink.
All right, cool. I'll take it
Thanks for
easy.
coming on, Tay.
For sure.
Always Tay. I'll see you there.
All right.
You always welcome. Steph Brown.
Appreciate you.
Good to see you, great
Always. Yeah, Tay goes live. I'll see you on over there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. Enjoy.
You guys, and also I did want to say to the I have a few new subscribers. Thank y'all for subscribing, and thank everyone who was rocking with me tonight. J Man, D Man Jr., my brother Copper Origines came in here, NBA D Nice. I just want the truth. Is growing with soul, my brother Steph. My brother Tay, 2 cents. D Free. Can't forget D Free and Michael Dan coming up on the panel with me. Thank Father. Adam, I don't know. This is the first night I seen you, but thank you for rocking out. You did some great participation. I appreciate that. My sisters, I know I saw Mind Mansa Musa, King Fuse's Lit House. Man, my sisters Tay Tay, Cameron, Camarian, Shaquila, Black Martial Arts Society, Joe Townsend, if I missed you, oh, Jay Will, Kamara. I appreciate all y'all, man. Y'all don't know how much that means for y'all to come out and rock with me for even 5 minutes. I thank you very much. And we'll see you next time around. I may be back for after the fights, so maybe like Tuesday, because I think I might get my truck fixed, and we'll be back out on this road. And y'all don't know how happy I will be to work. Trucking be sucking, okay, sometimes. So I appreciate you guys. You have a blessed night. And I love you all very much. Blessings to your families and shalom to you all. See, there go my computer tripping. It's horrible. Oh well.